What is going on, guys? This is Bradley alongside Zach, and you are listening to the Charm City Sideline Podcast, special edition live for the entire first round of the NFL Draft. How are you feeling, Zach?
Brad, I can't express my excitement. This is close to a kid on Christmas. This is close to playoff game. This is close to. I think those are good comparisons. Like, we've prepared so much for this. We've done so much tape watching, highlight watching on all these guys, and it's just such a fun night. We're still in. Apparently, we're going to be in for a little chaos, I hope.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped, man.
Yeah, there's been no first-round trades at all. I think it's the first draft in years, as the Titans are now on the clock. We'll see if the trades shake up. I know the Jags and the Patriots were both trying to trade up and get Travis Hunter, but I think the Browns are going to stick and take him. Obviously, the Titans are going to pick Cam Ward. So it'll really get interesting, probably starting around 4.
And do you want to preview who we're going to have on for really the whole night? We can look forward to it, but we have a guest here in about 7 minutes. So
yeah. So soon we're going to have Justin on the Ravens Hub on Instagram. I've known Justin for 6 years now, going back to my old page and now my Ravens page. We've known each other for a while. He's a great guy. I had him on my podcast, I think once or twice before we sort of expanded a year and a half ago. And very, very excited to have him on. And the other 3 guests that we'll have on later this night as well.
Oh, you don't want to say it? I guess we've already said them on Instagram.
Did you see Adam Schefter's fit?
No, I didn't. Oh, I'm seeing it right now. Okay. Well, hey, we got some drip. Apparently that's like an over-under to bet how many times they say drip. So
I'll
keep track.
I kind of can't believe he's wearing that.
It looks comfy, man. It's probably cold there, right? I mean, Green Bay isn't warm.
I think a suit is perfectly warm. By the way, Zach, you are dripped out tonight.
Yes, thank you. I had to, this is a special occasion. I definitely want to look really smart whenever I'm talking about all these picks, even though I'm going to be completely wrong, most likely. But I feel confident whenever we talk about it. I feel, look good, feel good. A little Deion Sanders for you. Look good, feel good, play good. Yeah. So, Kay's in the chat saying, can we see? I don't think we're going to be showing the draft, but we're going to be reacting to it 100%.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you whenever all the picks are made for sure.
Titans are going to take the whole time, aren't they?
They usually I feel like the first pick usually takes the whole time, just giving the kid his moment. And I think that's definitely fun to do.
Yeah.
Talking to every single one of those high ups that they probably have been talking to each other for a long time now, but it's whatever. It's cool. The big question is, it's Mr. Shedeur Sanders. That's all the draft coverage is going to be.
Yeah.
But man, I'm just pumped to see where he falls.
It seems like the Steelers right now.
Remember we talked on the mock. Sorry to interrupt you. On the mock where his draft position kept changing. It was like 6, and then it went to 21.5, and then earlier today it was at 11. It is just chaotic. Yeah. No one knows where he is going.
And Jackson Dart's, I think Jackson Dart is now the favored quarterback to go second, which is crazy. What? Yeah, he jumped Shedeur this morning.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll see about that. They're talking about Shedeur right now. If the Steelers pass on him for whatever reason, it's probably going to be Browns or Giants later in the first, you would assume. But everyone's saying the Giants like Dart a lot more. So it'd probably be the Browns. He's probably going to the AFC North.
Todd McShay was saying that Shedeur's talks with the Giants were god-awful, and that Brian Daboll hated Shedeur by the end of it. Sounded like he was entitled, talking about teams that, he was technically made to go to or wanting to go to or was only pushing to go to. So as much as I like Shedeur as a confident guy, seems a little weird his whole situation. I mean, it's a reason why you wouldn't pick him. I mean, this would be if imagine the Ravens right now wanted a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders is not going to be a Ravens quarterback. You can't just get a guy that's confident telling people what to do. That's not a Raven type of player. Appreciate Dawson W Fit Zach in the comments. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I know.
Dawson Hess is here in the building.
Feeling good.
See, how long are the Titans actually going to take here, Zach?
Oh, they're going to take every single second. I promise. I promise. It always happens. I think you said it. Like the draft, the pick last year wasn't announced until
8:20.
That's just too long. That's ridiculous, man.
Pick is in. Pick is in.
Oh, really? Okay. I think Brad's a little ahead of me, as in.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for Zach to react to the picks. So I'm gonna have to hold back here.
I'll see if I can get it any quicker on my computer, but I assume I will not.
Are you on? What are you on? YouTube TV?
Spectrum.
Okay, is that cable? I mean, is that satellite or cable?
Nope, it's cable.
All right.
Yeah, this is
any surprises tonight? Any hot takes you have? I know we talked about that earlier. My hot take was that I think Emeka Egbuka is the best receiver in the class besides Travis Hunter. I'm
starting to be a little more lenient on my prediction for the Ravens. I think that they could go O-line as much as they could go edge, but I'm leaning that way. I think Starks just isn't going to be there. I would love Starks, but I don't think he's going to fall. And
it's going to be very interesting.
I think a hot take would be that Genty stays inside the top 6. I think that's technically his range of over-under is inside the top 6.5. So, hey, that'd be a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Do you want to go ahead and get Justin in here?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
All right, go ahead and add him in here. Yeah.
Hello. Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Nice. Thank you for having me on, by the way. Really excited when you reached out, and glad to be back on the podcast scene.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining. We tried to get some guests in here, so it's gonna be fun. As Roger Goodell on my screen is coming out to announce the first pick. And I will not spoil it for Zach this time. because we already know it's going to be.
Yeah, this can't be a spoiler.
There it is, Cam Ward.
Yep.
Can't be a spoiler.
Has been selected by the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, do you have any hot takes in these like top 5-6 picks here?
Ooh, hot take. I know we were talking about it a little earlier about Chapter and other insiders saying that the Browns are listening to trades.
Yeah.
So a hot take I could see is if there's a team really willing to move up, I could definitely see it's probably going to be for Travis Hunter. But I think it's going to be a team that is not the Browns.
They're trading.
100%?
The Browns are trading to the
Browns
Jaguars.
are trading the pick.
What is this haul going to be?
I thought the Jaguars were going to trade.
The Browns are trading to the Jags.
The Jags are at 2. The Jaguars are drafting Travis Hunter.
Wow.
Travis Hunter's going to be a Jaguar.
This is insane.
It's already chaos, guys.
What is this haul? What did the Browns get?
And I want to note here, a big deal. I heard Schefter talking about it. Is that these second and third rounds are where they're like the NFL as a consensus thinks that the draft is going to have the gems, going to have the steals. Like that range of second to third is prized as much as a first rounder right now. So giving up those as a Jacksonville fan, I mean, that's an early pick in the second round too.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, you were 10 seconds early on that.
I was, yeah. What the heck?
Dude, what the heck? Oh my gosh.
I gotta be careful what I say. It might come true.
That was insane.
He's hot. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and say the
like,
Ravens are trading up for Abdul Carter next. I appreciate that. Just, go ahead and get that out of the way. Yeah.
Justin is like, the Browns, I've been in some trade talks. In my head, I'm like, bro, they're not trading that pick. And then
No way.
5 seconds
Well,
later,
that's
on
why I
my
was-
screen.
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna be a hot
Wow,
take.
wow.
There's no way they're trading. Like they have to take Travis Hunter here, right?
I need a
Gotta.
visual of the haul. Hearing it doesn't me no good.
That's true.
Mhm.
It's I just heard second rounder at
Does
first,
anyone
and the rest
know?
was kind of gibberish.
Here I can look. All right. Browns are trading the 2nd overall pick, a 4th rounder, and a 6th rounder to the Jags in exchange for the 5th overall pick, a 2nd round pick, 4th round pick, and the Jaguars 2026 first.
Oh,
That's
so
the
it's-
big one. That's
first.
the kicker.
So
Oh my gosh. That's
okay, so it's
insane.
basically their second this year and their first next year.
Mhm.
Wow.
Pretty much.
2026 first round pick.
Dylan Wolf
And
says Browns won
2025
that.
second.
Dylan Wolf, I love it, dude. RFP in the chat.
We'll see if they're good. That pick could be like 22.
Wow. I was 100% ready to watch Travis Hunter play the Ravens twice a year. I was like built into that.
Me too.
And now it seems like they'll go what? Oh, offensive line maybe? They might steal a
Dylan?
guy.
Probably, yeah.
Oh my goodness, the draft is on its head already. This is awesome.
RFP, this is crazy. RFP thinks the Browns won the trade. I think I would have, because it's not like you're
have
trading
to
the
agree.
pick.
You have to agree.
You're not trading the pick. You're trading Travis Hunter away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have
You're
to
trading
think about it
Travis
like
Hunter
that.
for a top. I mean, I don't know if they'll get the best. I don't think you get a Campbell from. Wouldn't Patriots take him there?
So the Browns moved down to what, 5?
5.
So the
Yeah.
Browns moved down from 2 to 5.
They
and
maybe
picked
get
up
a
second and
Membo.
a first.
Right? They get a tackle that's probably an overpick, unless they just shock some people. I don't know what they're gonna do. Do they go with Shador?
The Browns or the Jags?
Ooh. Browns, for sure. I think Travis Hunter is here,
Yeah, it's got to be Travis Hunter.
but I'm thinking Browns, as in, could they even go Shador, or are they hoping that second round pick turns into Shador? That would be a big deal.
That is
possible, yeah.
crazy.
Oh my goodness!
Someone needs to clip Justin being 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
ahead.
man.
Adam Schefter.
A full freaking 30 seconds before.
We all would assume. I mean, would they take Abdul Carter here? Is it definitely Travis Hunter?
I mean, I definitely think it's worth
gotta be
considering, but I think Travis is the best player in this draft.
I agree.
I think if you're trading up that much, I think it's got to be for Travis.
Gotta be.
Our guy,
That haul too is just ridiculous. That's-
Right.
Oh my gosh.
like, would you be happy or mad if you're a Browns fan?
You got to be happy if you're a Browns fan.
I would
Well,
have really
you know
been
what?
excited about
I don't
Travis
know.
Hunter.
You know what? You're right. I don't know. I think as long as it settles for them, I think they'd be okay with it because they're going to get another. They got so much back.
Mhm.
Jaguars are not going to turn around and be some amazing team. And that first round pick is worth nothing. I mean,
And I think with this Browns team too, I mean, you just have to get as many good football players on this roster as you
That's a
can.
great point.
And Travis Hunter is a game-changing player that you can add to your
Mhm.
team. But you think about it, you're getting back some of these extra picks. You're getting that second round pick,
yeah.
and the first round pick next year. I mean, you're setting yourself up for some real success with hopefully hitting on each of these
Mhm.
players. But with this draft too, we were just talking about. There's just a lot of solid football players across the board, and if you can never hurt your football team by adding as many solid, good football players as you can.
Yeah. When you're in a situation like that, especially with the Watson contract, maybe you want as many rookie contracts as you can possibly have on your team. Obviously,
That's a
they
great
didn't feel
point.
strongly about Shador unless they end up taking him here later in this first round. So
that's
Travis
fine.
Hunter's going to join Brian Thomas and
That's pretty cool.
be there with
They got
Trevor
a
Lawrence.
stacked group now.
Yeah.
Get Trevor Lawrence's weapons, man.
What if they were
Once
trading up
again.
for Genty?
Oh my gosh.
Genty?
I'd
Genty
lose
at
my mind.
2.
Yeah, there's no way.
They would have had to hear wind that like New England was
Yeah,
interested in
that's true.
picking Genty to jump up to 2 but
Imagine
they got to really believe in Genty. But
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Zach, are you okay if this one's Hunter? If we
Yeah. If it's not I'm pretty
Yeah.
locked in on that. Even Carter to the next one is fine. but we got to make sure it's Hunter.
Someone's gonna
Armstead
be
walking out
announcing
there.
it. Yeah,
Well,
gotta be Travis Hunter.
Armstead's massive shoulders. Jeez.
That trade is crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, I can't believe it. What a start.
I didn't
That's
even think
awesome.
a team would be able to budge the Browns out of 2.
That's true. And the difference of 2 to 5. I mean,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
being that much.
I mean,
insane.
They could get. You're thinking about like what Nick Chubb's been dealing with. Would the Browns take like Genty at 5? Would they take Mason Graham? Would they take an
Ooh.
offensive lineman?
Ooh.
I think it all depends on New England. If New England goes Graham, then they're
Will
going to be
Campbell.
grinning ear to ear. But yeah, I think they want offensive line. I think that that'd be more of a lock.
Yeah.
Let's see what Mr. Armstead here says.
Yeah.
I love that. Travis Hunter better become a Hall of Famer after that haul.
Yeah.
That's a
RFP.
great comment. That's a good comment. That's a lot, man.
So the Browns are giving up a 4th and a 6th.
What's that kid Hub
So-
drinking? What are you drinking?
Is that
It's
a
C4, man.
C4.
With
Oh,
a frozen
great.
popsicle. Yeah.
heck yeah. C4s are good.
Figured it was gonna be a long night. I might as well.
Dude, yeah. Might as well. All right. Second pick.
Yeah, Travis Hunter to Jacksonville. What a trade. I'm glad he's not in the AFC North. Might be better for the Browns 3 years from now,
True.
but that's going to be interesting. I wonder if did they play each other this year?
Good question. We don't play the AFC South, do we?
I don't think so. I don't believe they play each other this year.
Wow. Look at him dance. That's hilarious.
I know.
Travis is such a goof.
Okay, so that was unexpected and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hot start.
Does anything crazy happen here with the Giants? Do they go with Abdul Carter? Do
This
they
feels
trade
like
out with someone else that wants Abdul Carter?
Woo. It'd be hard to give up Carter, right? I mean, as hard as it would be to give up Travis Hunter, but apparently it's possible.
I agree with Justin. Travis Hunter was some people, I'd say maybe quarter of the people had Abdul Carter number 1 on their big board. I was definitely a Travis Hunter guy. And I don't think it was that close for me.
I mean, you got general managers like Andrew Mary saying he's the Shohei Ohtani of football. Like that's high praise. Like
wow. And then to
Liars
trade away the
luncheon.
pick.
Yep.
Woo. That's wild.
true.
That's insane.
That's crazy how you can just never listen to what anyone says at a press conference.
I
Absolutely
love
not.
that comparison, though. That comparison was so cool.
That's crazy.
He's
Like
having a good time.
we've been imagining him in a Browns uniform for months.
Yeah, look how excited he is to be with Jacksonville instead of Cleveland. That's
And,
hilarious.
yeah.
He's pumped. That's awesome.
I'm glad. I'm fine with this too. Like you guys said,
Mm-hmm.
he won't be on the Browns.
Yeah, which we're really not looking forward to the idea of playing against him twice a year.
Yeah, that was not going to be fun.
No.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do at 5, though. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm really thinking maybe would it be Genty?
Genty seems weird.
It's just Nick Chubb.
It's all about where New England goes, right? Like New England
I
is
think
the
New England will go
leftover
with
of
Will Campbell. Most likely.
They really love that defense, though, too. A lot of people really high on Graham. I can't believe we don't have to. We don't see him twice a year now. I can't believe it.
I know.
That's
You
insane.
guys. Justin? What would you do with Travis Hunter? Major on offense or major on defense?
Ooh.
So I would say, okay, if I'm Travis, I would definitely prefer to take most of my snaps at receiver because I saw this point on X a few days ago, but the top of, like, if you look contract wise at the top of the wide receiver market and then at the top of the corner market, you'll definitely have a better chance of being higher paid as a receiver. I know he's been talking a lot about how he, he's going to play both sides of the ball, period, or he's not playing. So for that, I'll say maybe take 80% of your snaps at receiver, and then maybe they could play him at corner situationally. So like maybe in the red zone or something like that. Sub in some of your defensive players who might be a little gassed. You have Travis Hunter, who's had some time on the bench to rest up and play up against a receiver who's been, playing their butt off all game and is winded, and now has to play against Travis Hunter for a few snaps.
Yeah. I agree. I think he can make much more of an impact on the offensive side of the ball. I was saying, like, if you get rookie Malik Neighbors and he makes a few plays, maybe he's 3 picks next year, that's an insane player to get. I don't know. Like you said, Justin, maybe like 2-minute drill. When you're on defense, you put him in. Like, I don't think you want him playing the whole entire game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Yeah. And what someone mentioned to me that has really stuck with me is, it might have been Harbaugh that mentioned it, but just the difficulty of an NFL player going between an offensive and defensive meeting room through the week to get the game plan just seems impossible. And if it isn't impossible, that means that the team is really working around it to make it happen. And sure, I mean, Jags could absolutely do that. It may just be perfect timing to get him in both corner and wide receiver room, but it seems like a lot to take in. I mean, I would be flat out floored to be seeing him excel at both. Even though I hope he sure does. I hope he becomes the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL. That would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Alex in the comments. Shout out Alex. That's my buddy. AFC North plays AFC South next season. Jags finished 3rd in theirs. Browns finished 4th. They won't play each other. So there's a little
that would have been cool if they had a game against each other this year.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Goodell's coming out for the Giants pick.
All right. I got to react to this, or else you guys are going to be like, oh. But I'm pretty sure it's Carter, right? I mean, it's got to be.
Abdul Carter.
I mean, no one was so high on an edge. Burns.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
So, top 3 goes chalk with the teams we were not expecting there.
That's true.
I don't know. Would you say, Zach, our mock draft is still perfect, or is it done with the Jags taking Hunter?
Yeah, I guess it's finished. Yeah, I mean, technically, if we were just predicting, where they went, hey, we're 3 for 3. Great start. But not exactly the team destination we've gotten right.
Yeah. It's so interesting because we've heard rumors the past couple of days that the Jags wanted to try to trade up and get Hunter. And like Justin said, I thought there was no way the Browns were trading that pick. I thought they thought he was a generational player. I mean, they probably still do, but can never listen to a GM at a press conference in the month of April.
Absolutely not.
Wouldn't you guys say, I don't know if we mentioned it last night in the first round mock or something, but Carter is like the easiest guy to predict that he's going to be a stud, right? It between a Hunter and a Cam Ward, doesn't it feel like Carter's the safest?
I think Hunter is going to be a really good receiver. Like, I feel like they're pretty even, honestly, in my opinion, in terms of having a high floor. I think Travis Hunter could be maybe thought of as having a lower floor because of the duo 2-positional sort of thing he's got going, but as a receiver or as a corner, I think he'd be a top 3 pick anyway. But Abdul Carter, Zach, we talked about him briefly in our Edge video because he obviously was not going to be there, but insane. I think maybe the best bend I've ever seen from an edge rusher. Like, it's pretty crazy. I think it was interesting. We were hearing James Franklin talking about him earlier today, and he was mentioning how when Abdul Carter came on, James Franklin wanted him to play edge, and Abdul Carter and his father said that they wanted him to play off-ball linebacker. And then when he had 1 year left at Penn State, Abdul Carter went back up to him and said, "Can I switch to edge?" And he was like, "Okay." But it's crazy how similar him and Micah Parsons are. Same number.
Yeah.
Both played off ball and edge rusher. He was good in big moments. We'll see now if the Giants end up trying to jump the Steelers.
I also feel like too something we got to consider with the Giants taking Abdul Carter is that obviously he is the best player on the board, but I mean they already have an edge room of Brian Birds and Kayvon Thibodeau. Not to say Kayvon Thibodeau is anything special, but I wonder if he's a name to watch, especially tonight, to see if he could be part of a trade package. If the Giants want to move back into the first round and take Shedeur Sanders or a Jackson Dart.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I did hear about Thibodeau possibly being moved. So we'll see about that. I don't know if it'll be interesting to see if because I do think that, like you said, Giants probably do like Dart a little more. At least that's what the reports are saying. So maybe they don't need to jump the Steelers if they want Dart. Maybe they can just go back up to 32 or something like that, get the 5th-year option if that's really who they want. So it gets a little interesting here with the Patriots at 4.
For sure.
Guys, you'd still assume Will Campbell, but there's been some Genty traction, some Membu traction. You got any prediction here, Justin, or maybe what you would do if you were them?
Ooh. So, if what I'm thinking, if I'm the Patriots right now, obviously Genty is I think is still the best player on the board right now.
Okay.
But you also got to look. I think they have a hole at left tackle. Will Campbell just seems like the type of guy Mike Vrabel would really love. Just really smart offensive lineman. He's got the fundamentals. I mean, the shorter arms are not really an issue for me. I mean, we saw him play left tackle at a high level in college. I have no reason to doubt that should change in the pros. So, and to quote Brett Coleman, if you improve your offensive line, that raises the floor. But if you improve your running back position, that raises the ceiling. And right now, I'm looking at it. You really can't go wrong with Will Campbell or Membu here. That raises your floor. Now you can start thinking about maybe round 2 or round 3. Are there any running backs that you also like there? Like this is a historically good running back class too. Like Genty is really good. Don't get me wrong. He's the best running back here and will probably have the best career. But I mean, there's a lot of really good options. I mean, you've got Travion Henderson, you've got Quinshon Judkins, one of some of my favorites, RJ Harvey. Players like that maybe don't have to be forced into a bell cow role. They can still work in with Ramondre Stevenson and the other running backs they have there. So I would probably lean offensive lineman. It's going to be either Will Campbell or Membu. It's just whoever they prefer. I would prefer Campbell here, though.
Any thoughts, Zach?
I'm entertained by Graham, man, but I think that I agree. I think that tackle is just too enticing. Got to protect Jake May. I hope that's the pick for him. But honestly, I wouldn't mind a Genty. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but I just want Genty to go anywhere soon. I just want to talk about it. He's the man. He's a man.
I like what Justin said because I heard this earlier today from someone. It was Mina Kimes or something. Basically talking about how there's no point of having a good running back if your O-line is bad because they brought up Genty versus Penn State. Oh, should he go so high if he had a bad game against Penn State? You can't really play well with a bad O-line. You could have Bo Jackson back there. It doesn't really matter if they have nowhere to go. Like at Saquon, easily the best year of his career with the Eagles this year. O-line plays a big role. You'd probably want to get your O-line fixed first before getting Genty, which is maybe why the Raiders could be an option. Their O-line is a little better than the Patriots is.
A little.
Probably a lot.
Andrew says, love the suit, Zach. Look like Kuiper with the glasses and slick hair. All right. I
Zach is the
wasn't
next.
going for Kuiper. I wasn't going for Kuiper, but I'll take it. I love Mel so much.
Zach is the next Mel
That's my
Kiper.
guy. Yeah,
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel Kiper, Baltimore native too. He is a Calvert Hall alum.
Freaking love it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I think both Zach and Dawson just found out Mel Kiper was a Baltimore native recently.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool because he literally is a Ravens fan, but he can't show it when he's on TV or anything like that. But when Ryan Mink and Garrett Downing had him on, it was kind of cool to see him in his total Raven fan element.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying
he mentioned that he was a Rams fan a long time ago though too. So maybe it was going in between.
He was mentioning how much he hopes the Steelers don't get Shador, but it feels like that's going to happen unless the Saints surprisingly take him at 9.
Yeah,
here we
it's
are.
possible.
Alex saying Zach's trying the Pat Riley look. All right, that's an NBA term. If you guys know that one. Andrew says Mel Kiper just has to love Xavier Watts as much as Zach, and we're golden. Okay. Watts is a great name to mention. He's been flying up draft boards. Like if Ravens are set on safety and Starks is gone, Emin Worry's gone. It's
you
not
saying Watts at 27.
It's not out of the picture. It was mocked in a few videos I watched, and I was surprised for sure because I see him more as a second round guy, but he's one of the names to watch for sure. And there's our pick, Patriots.
Will Campbell.
Will Campbell.
Boom.
There you go. I think that's a smart
Good
pick.
for them. Yeah, that's a good pick.
There's a lot of traction about Membu possibly being the pick instead of Will Campbell because of, like you guys mentioned, the arm length has been a very common topic these past couple months with Will Campbell. They've mentioned how some teams, like, you got to have a cutoff at some point. You can't just keep going down and down and down. Oh, this arm length fine. This arm length is fine. But I guess the Patriots were okay with it. I think worst case scenario, he could be a very good guard. I think they're going to try him at tackle, but very sound. I think he's about as good as you can be at the collegiate level.
Wow. And I heard earlier, I don't remember. Oh, maybe Schefter and McShay were kind of not necessarily bashing the draft class for it, but saying that a lot of the top elite talent guys, the prospects in this draft, like there's not a guy that's as good as a Joe Alt was last year, or a quarterback that's as good as a top talent last year. Like someone said, which is a little far fetched, but I've heard that, Cam Ward would go 6th or 7th last year. That's a little absurd, but I think that there's a lot of, there's question marks around the top talent, even though it is the top talent. So it makes it so much more interesting that someone like, a Jacksonville would move up for someone like Travis and trade for the pick that is happening right now.
I think everyone's sort of been talking about how this draft isn't as good as the past drafts. Like you said, one is because of the quarterbacks, right? Like, but I do agree. I think Cam Ward probably would have gone ahead of Bo Nix last year. And Penix was a surprise. I think I would have him over Penix and Nix if he would have been in last year's class. But yeah, and then I think the other thing is there's not as many blue chip guys, but I think once you get to like 15, 20, I think this draft is as good, if not better, as past classes. So I think it's being overblown a little bit. I just think if your team's picking in the top 10, it's not as good as normal. But for a team like the Ravens, I don't think it's much of a difference. And the Browns pick is already in, guys, by the way. They did not take too much time.
They knew who they wanted when they traded back. That's cool.
I didn't know if they were going to continue to trade back, and maybe get like Shador at 12 or something like that. But what do you guys think? Prediction? Genty, Graham?
The more I think about it, the more I think it's Genty. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Oh my gosh, that would be sick. I don't want to see him twice a year.
Absolutely not. I would be more terrified, actually.
Sick in a bad way, but also a good way.
Yeah.
They knew who they were picking.
I think I like an offensive lineman here.
You think if it was for Shador, they could continue to trade down. So it's probably not him.
Yeah.
You think they would go? Maybe Graham slides. Maybe it is a Genty.
I think it's going to be Genty or Membu.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it could be Genty. That just kind of hit me.
Like,
You guys
who
are
else would it
talking
be?
about that just hit me.
Yeah.
Maybe they
You
really
know?
like a tackle. I mean, these kind of next picks are, Jets are definitely a possible tackle.
Yes.
Raiders are a possible one, but they're both also, defensive needing. So, I mean, Cleveland just is definitely jumping some guys for someone.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Graham could
the
slide though if it's not here.
Teteroa McMillan fall just completely fake, and he is going to go top 5 like he was in January?
Oh my gosh. I'd love that, but I don't think so.
I think if I had to put money on it, I'd say Genty for this pick, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay.
I know
Yeah,
Nick
I
Chubb
think-
is.
I think
Go
it
ahead.
really is between Membu and Ashton. Because Membu is easily the best tackle on the board right now, best offensive lineman on the board, and the Browns obviously could use a lot of help there. You put
Yeah.
anyone on the line, that'll definitely show up their problems there. But I don't know, man. Genty is the last like real elite player in this class that's available right now, and it's just so hard to pass on that.
Shoot, they might do it.
I agree.
That was not what I was expecting. Like, that was
No.
not on even in my imagination that he would be a Brown.
Yeah,
my
I never even
gosh.
considered that.
Yeah, me either.
Wow.
Joe Flacco and Ashton Genty.
Even even the speculation of the Browns trading back, it never hit me that it could be Genty.
Zach Goodell's coming out. You want us to wait?
I'd like for you to wait. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't know who this is.
Yeah, my TV's a little late too.
Oh, Barry's very calm. Imagine it's Shador.
Imagine.
Oh, come on, Goodell. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Wow.
Mason Graham.
That
Mason
was
Graham.
We were all in on Genty there, or Membu.
We
Yeah.
were. Graham.
I never
Graham
even
is
considered Graham.
I mean, if you're talking big boards, he was the best available. I mean, he's
Yeah.
given an edge over Genty, but I agree with you, Justin. I think that Genty edges him out as just in a pure talent.
Mm-hmm.
But tackle to go along with Myles Garrett, crap.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
their D line now is
Crap.
sort of going to look like Myles Garrett, Malik Collins, Shelby Harris, Isaiah McGuire, Mason Graham. That's what you're looking at right now for the Browns. Really good front four.
I'm with Andrew. What a shock.
Yeah.
RFP in the chat saying the Raiders pick already leaked. Please do not leak the picks. That's not fun. I'm pretty behind, so please don't. I'd rather you just like start listing some like 6th round guys, like just to make me go like, what?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what the Raiders are going to be doing here.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, he's
Ra-
right there.
Raiders
hope
have been
it's
linked to
Genty. I
Genty
hope.
for
I hope.
Mm-hmm.
a long
That
time
is such a
now.
great fit. Talk about a
Mhm.
top 10 fantasy pick. my
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be interesting, the fantasy talk, like Hampton and Genty are probably going to be first round guys in fantasy leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Hampton, I don't know. I'd say fringe, maybe the back end.
I think if Hampton is on the Broncos, he'd probably be around the
Yeah.
turn in like a 12-team league.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that I like that number.
You guys have any thoughts on Mason Graham overall that we haven't gotten to yet? I think he was number 4 for me overall, so it makes sense. Zach and I talked about him briefly again for our D-line video because there was no point of going in depth. Zach, remember I called him a elusive bowling ball. Yeah, that's what I
Yes, I do remember that.
just very quick and agile.
That's funny.
I don't think interior D linemen go this high very often. I can't think of too many.
At least,
Yeah.
not in the top 5.
I mean,
Definitely top 10, but
Did
Yeah.
Was Mario Williams? Did he go really high?
oh,
I can't think of too many guys, but man, listen, I'd much rather the Browns have Mason Graham than Travis Hunter, at least for the current time being.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens with these picks that they got. I mean, they're going to have 2 picks at the top of the second round now, right? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
That's really
Tomorrow night, they're
you
gonna
gotta
have
be
2
happy
picks.
if you're a Browns fan. You're probably a little sour. There's still a sour taste in your mouth because not getting, your offense that probably needs a weapon. In
Yeah.
Hunter, you go defense instead, which is it's ballsy for sure.
Because besides Judy, the Browns don't have really a great receiving room, in my opinion. But now, I mean, 3 picks in the top 37 is crazy. Add on a first-round pick next year and get Mason Graham. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
They gotta be happy. As in the front office has got to be happy.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do Andrew G spoil? He said Raiders took Ryan Fitzgerald, kicker out of Florida State. Oh, thanks, man.
I don't even think I would mind if this one got spoiled because I'd be shocked if it's not Genty here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, the only other possible selection I think it could be is Membu.
Yeah.
But I mean, are you really going to take Membu over Genty here? I don't think Pete Carroll can help himself. I think he has to take Genty here.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
it be quite the Raiders pick though to do that too?
It would be. Oh yeah, true. It would
like
be.
to go Membu. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
But this is a new. That was the Raiders of old, I think.
You're
We
right,
think
you're right.
that made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even I personally, I wouldn't take a running back this high, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were with Andrew in the chat. Chubb's injury history and all. Why not go Genty? Like, get yourself a top caliber running back for the Browns. And hey, passed up on him. I thought Graham had a chance to slide, which would have been really interesting.
Yeah.
But
I thought he might get down to like 10 or something like that, but
that would have been crazy.
I actually heard that he might have slid even further than that.
Wow.
yeah. I think Peter Schrager had Mason Graham going like 13 to Miami.
Yep. To Miami, yeah.
Yeah, in his mock
Ashton
draft.
Genty, there he goes.
There we go. Yep.
Boom. That is going to be a sweet fantasy pick for somebody. That's awesome.
He might go like top 5 in fantasy drafts.
He might. I mean, who else are they going to give the ball to there? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like they still
let's
got
take a
Alexander
quick look.
Madison. Like,
I don't know. If
they're
they're
gonna give it to Alexander Madison. Like, no, dude.
Yesterday, I think it might have been yesterday whenever we did a prediction for the mock. I saw they had Mostert and Zamir White right now
Yeah.
as their top 2. I mean, they're going to be.
Yeah.
They were just gushing to get Genty still. They got to be so pumped.
Raiders receiving room right now is someone I haven't heard of ever before. Trey Tucker and Jacoby Myers.
Oh, Myers.
They do have Colton Miller at left tackle. He's a good player. Jackson Powers
He is.
Johnson they drafted last year. DJ Glaze, their right tackle. He's a solid player. Funny last name.
Hey.
Yeah.
But there's just not really too many receivers that you like at the top of this draft. And again, these teams are picking like 35, 36, 37. Maybe a Luther Burden could be there.
Yeah, what a freaking exciting pick there. Raiders O-line.
Raiders will be interesting this year in the AFC West. Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. Could be sort of a tight race division. I mean, we'll see what the Chiefs do. They get doubted every year and end up winning the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, that's a problem. I think now that this kind of whole first 6 have gone by, I mean, there's definitely starting to be a question with someone like Shooter. He's going to be the main topic of discussion after, that big of a thing happening. But
it's going to be.
It wouldn't be. I would love for him to go to the Saints. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
that would be my next.
Do you both agree that you would dislike if the Steelers took Shador?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
They would definitely give them an obviously immediate upgrade at quarterback because I mean, who do they have now? Like
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Like, and they have a decent offensive line there. Where Shador at Colorado had a terrible offensive line. So immediate upgrade there. And he's getting DK Metcalf and George Pickens, assuming Pickens isn't traded tonight. I've heard it's possible he could get traded again tonight. But I think the infrastructure is there for Shador to be a decent quarterback for them at minimum. Like, what you're getting with Shador. I'm not all too worried though. I think our defense, the way that it's set up and the way that it's coached, very well disciplined, I think we'll be all right. We just need to, get pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm hoping our Ravens go edge. I hope. Justin, I'm not kicking you out, but I want to know before we let you go, I want to know who you think the Ravens are going with by the end of the first. I want to hear maybe it doesn't necessarily need to be a prediction, but maybe even who you just want.
Yeah. So there's a few players that I know I would really like. The first one, I don't know how the rest of the league views him because I've seen so many conflicting opinions. I would really love a Jalen Walker to the Ravens. I'm not sure if he's gonna go that high. Like I've been seeing mock drafts.
He might go before you leave, Justin.
Right. Honestly, he could be the pick at 8. But that would be a really fun fit. But on a more realistic options, Ezeraku would be a fun fit. But I think at the end of the day, my favorite pick would be Derek Harmon coming out of
wow.
I think he's got a lot of traits that the Ravens love. And he's also such a good pass rusher as a 3-tech. And obviously losing Michael Pierce, we need some more big boys on the D line. And I think Harmon gives a lot of what we look for in a defensive lineman. And I don't know if he's gonna be there at 27, but we have the ammo to move up if we want him that bad.
We do.
That's true.
He's moving up 5 spots.
Loving Harmon.
Andrew loves Harmon. Yeah.
Yes.
Justin, you want to stick out through the Panthers pick here?
Yeah, sure. Let's see if the pick is Jalen Walker.
Yeah.
Because I have seen him go here a lot in mock drafts, and I think it would be a pretty fun fit in Carolina. I don't think they should take Jalen Walker here. I think they should. If it's not Ted McMillan here for the Jets, I think it has to be for the Panthers. Bryce Young needs more weapons.
Thinking Membu or Warren here for the Jets.
Ooh,
I like those two. That's a good two.
Yeah, I think Membu. I think it has to be Membu because he just fits the bill for what they have an obvious need at right tackle. They shipped away Morgan Moses, and Tyler Warren would be such a fun fit here if Membu wasn't on the board, but Membu's still here, which I didn't think he would still be here. I thought he would have been picked at the Pats. I think it's just an immediate plug and play. Set Fields up for success. Get him a good offensive line, and hopefully it works out with Fields. But set him up to succeed.
Yeah,
I agree.
We got Dustin in the chat here, who will be with us for the last third of the draft tonight. Complimenting Zach's wonderful outfit.
Yes, sir.
Zach, you're better dressed than Adam Schefter.
Dang near.
No, not dang near. You are better.
Well, if I stood up right now, you'd see some shorts. I don't know. Maybe, but hey, top half, I can hang with them.
Man, Justin, I have an interesting question for you. I saw a poll on Twitter today, and I couldn't even decide if Booker and Starks are there. Do you have an opinion? I don't really have one.
Okay, so with Booker, I could definitely see the Ravens going with that type of guard, but I think if I'm picking a guard in the first round, I'd rather it be Zabel because he's more athletic and is a little bit more agile. We run a zone blocking scheme, so you could pull Zabel way easier than you could tell that mountain of a man Booker to move. They like Daniel Falele, so they clearly like guards of that archetype. I just would rather go Zabel. So with that being said, Starks would be the best player available in that sense. That I think fits the Ravens a bit more, and obviously frees up some flexibility for Kyle Hamilton to kind of go all over the field. You can let Starks patrol back there and do his thing.
I'll only play devil's advocate because Sean here in the chat, professional Finns fan, give me Starks at 13. I think they're looking at secondary.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be Starks that early, but Oh my. I think Starks is rising up the boards. I'm getting worried that he won't be there. Come on, pick.
It would be
hope he
be insane if the league lets Starks fall to 27. I think he's too good of a safety to make it to 27. I think there's got to be at least one team who loves him.
Yeah.
And Membo here goes to the Jets. Love that for them. Protect Justin Fields. And like Justin just said, set him up for success. I mean, talk about a freak. I mean, the combine sent this guy up the charts.
Yes.
Yeah, they have Jeremy Ruckert at tight end, who they spent a pick on recently. I guess they're really trying to make Justin Fields work. I think it was 2 years, 40, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see if they end up keeping Breece Hall. Obviously, I guess Garrett Wilson's there to stay for this year. Josh Reynolds, they brought in Alan Lazard. Be an interesting team this year with Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, and I really like the hire too of Aaron Glenn. I think you look at Detroit and what they've done; they've been so successful for the past few years, ever since Dan Campbell came in.
Yeah,
and Aaron Glenn is a really good defensive coordinator. I mean, we saw what happened with Robert Saleh back in New York, so it's a very similar type of hire, but I'm a little bit more optimistic this time, just because I personally really like what the Lions do. Like mentality wise,
culture.
It's a culture fit, and I think Aaron Glenn does fit like that New York style of just get dirty, get gritty, just get it done. And I think Membu being picked here isn't exactly why that culture makes sense.
Yeah,
I agree.
Glenn was probably, I'd say, the most questionable head coach hire. I would say I side with you on liking that he can be a trendsetter, a culture setter for them. But I think that we might be against the grain there, as in fans of that.
I can definitely see it is a polarizing option, especially considering that they tried a very similar route and it did not work with Saleh. But I think there was a lot of factors that were outside of Saleh's control, namely, Zach Wilson not being that good. So and I think you're getting a substantially better quarterback in Justin Fields to at least start with with this regime. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I think Aaron Glenn can set everyone straight in that building.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Justin Fields does. Like the 4-2 start with the Steelers, he wasn't great, but they were winning games. We'll see if he can sort of replicate that in New York.
Yeah.
With now probably a good O-line in front of him, good run game. Sure. Garrett Wilson, Ruckert's a solid tight end.
They would have been an interesting team for like a Pickens,
Just
going a little. It might be a little too rich for him paying 2 wide receivers, but I mean, a lot of teams are going to sell out for a guy that I think he has 2 more years, maybe 1 more.
Wilson,
but Pickens.
Oh, Pickens. Pickens has 1 more year.
1 more.
Yeah.
I think that's why the Steelers are going to move off of. I mean, he's as talented as all get out, but I think that you just can't pay 2 wide receivers top dollar money and expect what they think is the key of their team's identity, which is making a defense good. You can't do both.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to pay him, I mean, shoot. But we'll have to see how it works with the Bengals, especially paying their guys.
Yeah.
Justin, you think the Panthers are going to go with your guy here?
I hope not. But if I'm Carolina, like I mentioned before, it's got to be some kind of offensive weapon. It's got to be either T-Mac or maybe Tyler Warren. That could be a really fun fit in Carolina.
Yeah.
Give Bryce Young a reliable security blanket. Kind of reminds me of Lamar having Mark Andrews. That comfortable security blanket.
I like that. I would like that.
I think that would be the smartest pick here. But I would not hate it if it's a wide receiver. It could be T-Mac or it could be, Golden. I know Golden has been rising up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of getting Bryce a weapon for sure. I mean, they need the help on defense just as much, but I love the idea of helping Bryce some more.
I do too. McMillan is like my wide receiver 4 in this class, but I wouldn't hate it. If I was the Panthers here, who would I go with? I'd probably take Walker. And like their tight end right now is Tommy Tremble. Like I'd think about Warren or Loveland. I haven't seen too much tight end connection with the Panthers, but I might think about a tight end here if I was them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love the idea of. I think the tight ends are going to be in this range of 8 to really 14. Colts won't let a tight end go past them, so
yeah.
we'll see what happens. I would love for someone like Warren to end up as a Colt, but
Mhm.
I think Loveland would. He could easily be picked before him. That's a little shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't think there's that much of a difference between Warren and Loveland. I think they're both really good. They just play different styles of tight end. Yeah, Loveland.
I like Loveland a bit more.
Yeah, because I think he's got a better receiving upside.
Yeah,
he's so good moving him in space, and I wouldn't hate it even if they pick Loveland here at 8.
I agree.
I think I think in general, a lot of teams would probably prefer Warren's place, especially with the Panthers, considering their tight end room really isn't all that great. I think Tyler Warren is that better all around tight end, but I mean,
I saw a hot take that someone was comparing Warren to a Kyle Pitts almost, as in possible star, possible bust.
Yeah,
it was a little scary, but we'll see who the Panthers get here.
Yeah.
I've seen the Panthers pick.
Just caught up with me too.
Okay.
Wow.
Good. Let's go.
That's Justin called it again.
There we go. Yep.
Firing on the hit.
Yeah.
The media
He even called the Browns trade.
Yeah.
He's hot.
Wow.
Justin's on fire. The media fall was not real.
He's our insider. He's our insider now.
Yeah, I got sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ted, wow.
Any more thoughts on McMillan, Justin?
I mean, I think this is one of the better picks they could have made here. It reminds me a lot of like a Drake London type of receiver.
Yeah.
And I think that's especially nice for Bryce Young, especially considering their receiving room. I mean, I'm not really that high on Leggett. I think he'll be good, but I think Leggett is much better suited to be that wide receiver 2, to T-Max, wide receiver 1. I mean, he just does a lot of things really well. I wish he would play with a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more juice, I guess. I feel like a lot of times he's like deliberately slow. Like he's doing it on purpose because I know he could be fast, but I think if you just coach him up, get some of those routes a little bit more refined to match the pace of the NFL, because it's going to speed up in the NFL, the style of play. So get him coached up, pair him up with Leggett, and I know they're I think it was an undrafted free agent last year, Jalen Coker. He was really good for them. Suddenly you've got some really good weapons. Also, don't forget Chuba Hubbard back there in the backfield too. Pretty good for Bryce Young. So I think this is step 1 in setting Bryce up for success. But
I love that.
It's not done yet. They gotta keep
a lot of room. Yeah.
I like it. Okay, Justin, one last thing before we get out of here. Final prediction for the Ravens at 27.
Let us hear.
My final prediction. Shoot. I think I'm gonna. I saw Daniel Jeremiah make this mock draft yesterday. I think Kenneth Grant might be the pick here.
Wow.
At 27 at least. Just the Ravens have the Michigan connection. They drafted Ajabo a few years ago. They've still, like, obviously with Mike McDonald starting, like, all those connections really strengthened there. So they probably have some inside info on Kenneth Grant. I've seen him starting to slide a little bit. The Ravens have a need at nose tackle with Michael Pierce retiring. It just makes a lot of sense. I think he would be the best player available on the board at 27.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, Justin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will for sure have you on more this offseason throughout the season.
Yes,
absolutely.
If you agree. Yeah. So that'll be awesome. hopefully,
yeah.
enjoy the rest of your night.
Yeah,
see what
you
the
guys
Ravens
as
end up
well.
doing
Enjoy the
with
Yeah.
Ravens
Arizona.
pick, dude. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
god.
Yep. I appreciate you guys for
All
having
right.
me on.
See you, man.
Yeah,
All
good
right,
seeing you,
see ya.
Justin. Thanks, man.
Hello.
And here comes our second guest in here, Mr. Zuha. Mark Andrews, our savior on Instagram. How you doing, Zuha?
Yes, I'm doing great. How about you guys?
We're doing pretty good.
I'm good.
Zuha, you have any thoughts on the first 8 picks so far? Any crazy thoughts?
I think the order of the picks themselves are relatively standard. I think it's just the only thing is that the Jags made that trade to go up to
Yeah.
slew. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I was thinking the Browns are either going to get Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Now they don't get either of them.
Mm-hmm.
They got a good pick call out of it. So I mean, I kind of get why they did it, but yeah, no, I was they missed out on generational talent, so I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was moment of the draft for sure. That was ridiculous, man. Saints turned their card in pretty quick. I mean, that was hardly 8 minutes.
I feel like teams this year are turning in their card pretty quick in general, honestly. I feel like even the Panthers, they picked, even the Jets, they picked pretty quickly too.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Shador goes here to the Saints. Zuha, real quick, can you try to turn your TV volume down a bit?
Oh, can you guys hear that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's pretty loud.
Zach, this will be interesting. Saints here. Shador's either going to be Saints or Steelers.
Please be a Saint. Please be a Saint.
And we'll see if the Saints have been lying to everyone.
Please be lying, Saints. Come on, surprise me.
That's a lot better, Zuha. Zuha, we'll see now if Saints have been lying to everyone or.
By the way, I just want to tell Zuha in case he sees it before us. To pick
Zach
when
is
you
behind.
see it, I'm behind. I feel like I'm going to be the last one to see it.
Zach is behind.
So just making sure, don't react, I guess, until I guess I announce something.
You react.
Yeah.
I got you.
I hate to do it to you guys, but
I feel like the Saints will love an edge rusher like Shamar Stewart, honestly. I feel like that's just
Walker being available is pretty impressive too.
Actually, they can go Jalen Walker too. I wouldn't be surprised with that either. I don't think they'll go Shador.
Kelvin Banks Jr. Oh my goodness.
That is
wow.
At all.
Leave it to the Saints to always do make kind of a reach every
right.
single.
They always do this.
We were talking about. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I was saying there would be the team to take Shamar Stewart just because they were going all in on the athletic. It's just such a Saints type pass rusher.
Yeah,
but
they basically do it at the tackle position, I guess, instead. I mean, oh my goodness.
We did
Saints, come on.
Zuha, in our mock draft last night, we had Shamar Stewart going to the Saints because it just felt like that's something they would do.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. It's not like the Saints shouldn't really pick Shamar Stewart that high or even Kelvin Banks really that high, but
they sure will.
But they will, and you're gonna like it.
That's right.
I think I mean Kelvin Banks is a fine pick. There's a lot of traction about him. A lot of people saying he might end up going in the top 10 this week, just because of the run on tackles is going to be crazy.
Yeah. I could see him going in the first round because of a lot of teams needing I could see a team taking Josh Simmons and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think he would be. Is he the second tackle? No, he's third.
Third, yeah. Membu to the Jets.
Right.
Yeah, teams need tackles. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And from here on out, we're really gonna have no idea who these teams are picking.
Yeah.
Jalen Walker.
That was a quick pick as well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh.
I think Jalen Walker still being there at 10 is pretty surprising. We'll see if the Bears end up going with him. Or, both tight ends.
Maybe they even go edge is definitely a possibility too. It's how, they think highly of Komet. They gotta. So I see it maybe an upgraded edge, but I think that a Warren is definitely in play here. It's how they want to let Caleb Williams get his weapons or not.
Low-key, I feel like Jalen Walker would make sense here.
Yeah, it's not
or
really
Jihad Campbell too. Jihad Campbell could maybe
a sleeper one.
Yeah. Campbell's going anywhere from 10 to 29. Like,
Yeah, his range is pretty wide. Honestly, if he's there at the Ravens pick, I wouldn't mind taking.
that would be
him.
very interesting if he was
Wow, yeah, it
available.
would be. That would be a pretty wild one.
Um,
I can't say I wouldn't mind it either. Yeah.
Would be a typical Ravens BPA.
so it's crazy that both tight ends are still here, I think. And I think it's crazy that Jalen Walker's still here.
I heard someone saying that Jalen Walker was slipping, but I don't know if that's like that had any substance to it. I just heard someone say that.
That what?
Jalen Walker was slipping. I don't know
Yeah.
if he's like actually, but like
At the moment,
I don't
I
know
mean,
for what.
technically, I mean, depends who the Bears go, but I mean,
I don't know if
wouldn't the
that's-
Niners love a Jalen Walker? Wouldn't
Yeah,
they eat
right.
that up? I mean,
They
oh
would
my-
love anyone. They're probably not going to take a tight end. The Niners probably won't take a tight end. But anyone
Yeah,
else,
probably.
I think the Bears might take Warren.
that'd be fun.
I think if the Colts can somehow like land Tyler Warren, like if they can let him slip down all the way there, they'll be very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. But, we'll see if there's a lot of talk about Chargers not having a tight end, the whole Mark Andrews situation.
Yeah.
We'll see if Loveland and Warren both go. If the Chargers end up getting Loveland falling to them, I think that almost might secure Mark Andrews definitely being back for this season.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's true.
But Colts probably need a tight end. So if the Bears go Warren here, Colts could go Loveland at 14.
I mean, Commanders still need a tight end. Zach Ertz is
Yeah.
like 36.
They do. They do.
You think they'd be willing to trade up for someone like that, though?
Or Andrews.
Oh, yeah.
I
Ertz
don't know,
and
the way
Andrews
Eric
are crazy.
The way Eric DeCosta's been talking about Mark Andrews, he's been
Yeah.
very non-committal.
Mm-hmm.
Very like, thank you for what we've done.
Yeah, non-committal is the perfect way to put it.
It's been
It
been
is.
interesting.
It
They've
is
talked about it.
weird. It is weird.
Oh yeah,
Here we go with the Bears pick. We'll wait for Zach to react.
Oh yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, number 10, Bears. This was a dream scenario for Ashton Genty for me, but I don't think that's not possible. I don't think they'd reach as far up for Hampton though. So
No, they wouldn't.
maybe
Hampton's a second round pick for them.
tight end.
Actually, Zach, our streams might be on the exact same time because I think the Calvin Banks pick on my screen got announced at the same time as yours. So that's
Yeah.
how I reacted.
Okay.
I think you two are synced up.
I still have a
Yeah.
pick right now. He's announcing it's. Oh no, he's talking about Steve McMichael. Sorry.
Yeah, no, same.
Okay.
His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. 50 years ago, with the fourth pick in the 1975 NFL draft, the Chicago Bears selected and closest friend, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State.
What?
Walter
What?
rushed for nearly 17,000 yards and 110 touchdowns over 13
What?
seasons.
He's,
He selects Walter Payton.
yeah, I was confused for a second.
Walter Payton Jr.
Welcome back, Walter Payton.
Oh,
Uh-oh, don't say it. I don't know it yet. You got an
That was a
urge.
reaction.
Yeah.
That was a
Uh-oh.
reaction. Shedeur Sanders. No, that's like,
Caleb Williams is done. Oh, man. They're booing them Bears. I love it. That's awesome.
oh,
Colston
okay.
Loveland.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that was,
whoa. That's awesome.
It's
Oh my
interesting
gosh.
because
Over Warren.
Loveland is a lot more similar to Komet than Warren is. But
Yeah,
I guess they
Warren's
like
almost
Loveland
like
a
an
lot more.
H-back.
Yeah, Warren does
That
it all.
was-
I don't know. I would give Warren more of a comp to Komet than Loveland. Loveland seems more of a
Mm.
blocking guy.
Loveland is. I feel like
That's
Loveland is
true.
like a Travis Kelce.
I don't know. He's
He's a-
more of a he's a more of a team player willing guy. That's what I mean. So
He's like a
I look at
short
Warren
area
more
tight
of
end.
a vertical threat, I guess.
Oh my God, 49ers already
Yeah.
got their pick in too.
I know.
What the hell?
Zuha, have you seen
That
all
was
this Will Johnson stuff?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I know like he didn't like run his 40 or something, but like yeah, what's up with
Because
that?
it just started happened like yesterday. It wasn't even like a build up. It was just like
dude, low key trade up for Will Johnson. I would not be
I
opposed.
know.
If he falls to like 18, 19, I would
Yeah.
trade up for Will Johnson.
I would too. Nate Wiggins and Will
NFL
Johnson.
teams- NFL teams are overthinking the hell out of that. Will Johnson, like the tape speaks for itself. Like I know he's also not that fast on tape either. But,
Yeah.
like I mean, he's a great prospect outside.
Yeah.
Of this, so.
I agree.
Kyle
But-
Hamilton right now like a 4.7.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton was I think it was 4.6 flat maybe.
Something bad.
And you wouldn't
what a
even
shame.
you wouldn't know.
Shame.
Oh yeah, no. I guess though with Kyle Hamilton, like his game speed was a lot better than his 40 speed too. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, like Will Johnson's not like that like noticeable where it's like
Yeah.
oh he's gonna get beat by every like Tyreek Hill every snap or something.
It's not like running backs are like beating him to the corner all the time or anything like that.
I don't know.
But-
guys. That's definitely
exactly.
a concern, I think, given the injury.
I'd be a
coming
lot
back.
more concerned about injuries than the speed for Will Johnson.
Yeah, I think the injuries are playing a part in it too. But like this guy was supposed to go top 5 just like a week ago. Like
I know.
Yeah, getting back to 100% speed. Yeah, that'd be the concern. Niners turning that pick in quick too. I love this.
Yeah, that was really fast.
Yeah. I swear I've never seen teams like turn in their picks this quickly.
Yeah, this has been interesting.
good,
I mean, is Jalen Walker going to keep falling or
He might,
This
honestly.
could be a Jalen Walker.
I think this could be they don't need an off ball, but I don't know.
But if you
If
see him
it-
more as a
Yeah,
guy
I see him
trying
more
to
as an
play
edge.
more of a Micah Parsons kind of archetype of a player, I think
It's
that
like,
they'd love that.
in my opinion, the Niners need everything besides front seven. Like, they could use
Yeah.
receivers. I mean, their receiving room is fine.
Actually, Matthew Golden could be a good fit on 49ers. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
See Matthew Golden.
Oh,
on 49ers.
that was
I
the topic with our first round mock, talking about if they wanted a wide receiver. I was really against it, just given I think that they're confident with that room and Jennings and Ayuk and spending a first round pick on Pearsall last year is a little, it would be pretty.
That's true.
It'd be pretty gutsy to go wide receiver, but I think it's absolutely possible, just given that Jennings and Pearsall aren't necessarily proven yet.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I forgot they drafted Pearsall last year.
No, dude,
Yeah.
me too. That always escapes my head, and I think that it's still funny that they could even still go someone like Golden.
because like
Stealing him from the
Oh,
Cowboys
yeah.
is crazy.
you'll have Ayuk coming back from injury with Pearsall and Juwan Jennings. Like, they don't need one. I think their secondary is looking a little bleak. Lenore's
It
really
is,
good,
yeah.
but besides
They
that,
lost Hufanga.
yeah, I think they extended Lenore. He's been a really good player, but it's funny because Will Johnson has been a really popular Niners pick. But we'll see.
Ooh.
We'll
I
see
can
if
see
this
that.
ends up if the fall is sort of true or not. Maybe
I think
right
this
here.
This pick will
Oh,
probably prove if the fall's true.
Yeah,
And even if it isn't, the 49ers would probably just have finessed because, like, they're a good team. They're I don't know what it is with the 49ers. Like, they either make the Super Bowl or they'll go like 6-10.
hmm
6
yeah.
11, I guess now.
It's
But,
like a rotation they got going on.
yeah. So you're giving a good team Will Johnson, like,
I think a sleeper
Yeah.
here is also someone like Jade Barron. Barron can be a secondary nightmare,
Ooh, I
and
can
I
see
think
Barron.
that would, if they're on the side of where the media has been the last week of letting Johnson slip,
Yeah,
I could see that over Johnson.
Malachi Starks, maybe.
yeah. Like, who knows where Stark's is going?
I know.
Zach and I both love Barron.
Barron's good. Barron's very good, yeah.
Barron's another guy, Zuha. If he hits 20, I'm trying to trade up for him.
Me too. Oh my goodness, 20. You got to go get him.
Maybe.
That would
My
be
only
a
thing is-
crazy slip.
The only thing is we already have Humphrey and Wiggins, and we just signed Oluzie.
That's true.
Like, I wouldn't mind a corner necessarily. It's just
I
I feel
think,
like we have other pressing needs. That's
yeah,
the only issue.
I could understand not wanting to trade up for Barron or Will Johnson, but I'm taking them if they're there. for sure.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. If they're there, yeah, then that's worth it.
Zuha, I asked this question to Justin as well because
Yeah.
it really stumped me when I saw a poll on Twitter. If they were, you had these two options between Booker and Starks. Do you have a strong opinion there,
Okay.
or guard it all in case you like someone else more than Booker?
Okay, so here I'll say this. So actually, I'm not that high on Malaki Starks. Like, I know a lot of Ravens fans love Malaki Starks. I'm actually not that high on him. He's like my safety 3 this class.
Yeah, we were
which is
talking
still-
about that.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a pretty unpopular opinion. Yeah, I know, but
Who do you have it to? Watts? Is it Emin Worry and Watts for you above him?
no, I actually have Kevin Winston at 2.
Oh.
I love it, Zuha. I love it. I love that.
Yeah. Kevin Winston, I mean, super hard to hit in safety. I thought he was pretty good in coverage as well. I thought he's very athletic. The only concern is the injury, obviously. But,
Yeah.
I feel like if he's healthy, he'll be really good. And then number 1 is Emin Worry.
Yeah, I have Emin Worry at 4.
Oh yeah.
I like
I feel,
Go ahead.
I feel like Emin Worry just has really good ball skills. And
Yeah.
he's obviously athletic. So
Starks is interesting with he had a 7 RAS, but the tape seems to be there. I would like him a lot. His work ethic is awesome. There was a story I saw. Georgia assistant coach said he wanted to start going for runs, and Starks said what time, and Georgia coach was like, 5:30 a.m. and Starks was running on the treadmill in the facility at 5:20, and then the next day he was there again, and then 2 days later, the Georgia assistant coach was saying how he didn't want to go the next morning, and Starks texted him at 9 p.m. what time tomorrow morning. So just that sort of work ethic is really cool to me.
okay.
Such a Raven.
All right, Niners
Okay,
selection here.
Niners.
that's what I was saying. Starks is a very Raven-like pick.
Yeah, the work ethic, the person is fully
Fits the Ravens, 100%. We'll see here soon if he's going to go in that direction for sure.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's surprising. In my book, it's a good pick. Mikael Williams is my number 2 edge. I liked him more than Jalen Walker and some of the other guys. The longest arms you ever see. There was a viral reel of him, and YouTube short, TikTok, whatever, earlier this fall of them in warm-ups. It's just his arms are touching his ankles. I swear, it's crazy. You guys have any thoughts on Mikael to the Niners?
I mean, the only thing is okay, I feel like they, as you guys said before, they didn't really need a front 7 player. But I mean, yeah, Michael Williams is very talented. The talent's there. I don't know. Is he the best player available? Though?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, in my opinion, I think. I mean, low key in my book, he kind of was the BPA there because I was a lot higher on him than consensus. To most people, probably not.
But I mean, the Niners are always like this. They want the uber athletic and talented guy. He matches both as in a frame match and then also just as a talented and best player available.
Yeah.
It's an all around.
He does have good film. Good film. I think it's a good pick for the 49ers.
I think so too.
I just thought maybe there's, I don't know. I guess
I can't help but be jealous.
Yeah.
Mikael had fallen to 27 in some mock drafts I'd seen.
Yeah,
he was all over the place. Yeah.
I feel like Mikael was always going top 20. I'm not gonna lie. When no one's out seen, he would never go past the Falcons. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. But Cowboys pick was in really early too.
Yeah, all these picks are flying in.
Golden? Is it because they were thinking about it was McMillan or Golden? Maybe Hampton. Dawson was talking about Hampton possibly for Dallas.
What if the Cowboys go edge rusher? I was thinking they could go Mike Green low key. I don't know if he's falling because of the off the field issues, but
I think that anyone that I've talked to that is a Cowboys fan has been banging a drum for offensive line, but I don't think there's anyone here that's in this range unless you overpick.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
you can't go that department. And I think that the next best option would be another weapon for Dak. I mean, I think they like someone like Turpin. Cooks is gone. But besides CD, that's a big deal for sure. Let's see.
Oh,
Tyler
wow.
Booker to the Cowboys at 12.
Oh,
Tyler
wow.
Booker.
That was a Peter
Wow.
Schrager. That was a Peter Schrager mock draft pick. So he knew something
Wow.
there. Was not expecting that.
What
I
a
mean,
great
Cowboys did
fit,
good
though.
offensive line.
Booker was
I mean, yeah.
Like I just mentioned, though, perfect fit that fans had been asking for is offensive lineman. You overpicked for one, but I mean, Booker's awesome.
Honestly, I don't mind it. They
Me
they
neither.
needed one. He's a good. I like him. Like he's a good offensive lineman. So
Yeah, what a fun pick.
that's interesting for us because probably the number 2 highest mock drafted guy behind Starks was Tyler
Yeah.
Booker.
Sure was.
Yeah.
So
Look at him run.
that takes one of those guys off the board, and this just tells you. I mean, maybe the Dolphins go Starks here. You know, you never know.
Ooh,
that
Ravens
would
are
be
in trouble,
crazy.
dude. Oh, baby. That'd be fun.
Then maybe they can get my guy James Pierce.
Yes, come on,
Zach
Zua.
loves
Let's
James
go.
Pierce.
Yes,
I didn't even like
Nice.
James Pierce's tape that much.
that's ridiculous. I loved it.
Yeah,
He
no, I
was
love it too. I
my
thought,
he was my number 7 edge.
really.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I watched his like tape, he looked really explosive. Like he also
Me
just
too.
has like attitude to him where like he wants to like kill you every single play, which I kind of
Yeah.
love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I've also heard like some character reports here and there, like maybe he's like a little unstable, but I don't know
Uncoachable.
if that's
Mm-hmm.
uncoachable. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
like if there's any fair
Truth.
like if any truth to those
Yeah.
reports, but
Yeah, you never know with that. Similar thing with Walter Nolan.
yeah. No,
Nolan
yeah,
would
like,
be a sweet Ravens pick, but I just don't
I
think
think, we heard EDC talk about how a bunch of guys are off their board. Green, maybe Nolan, maybe Pierce are some of those guys.
yeah.
We'll see about injury wise. I don't know if they how much they Revel with the ACL.
Yeah.
Josh Simmons with the tendon.
Ravens play it very safe when it comes to like off the field issues, I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also,
oh, sorry.
go ahead, Zach.
Well, I think they mentioned it was mostly physical failures and really, I guess, just off the field concerns. I mean, it could just be a bunch of injury guys, like you guys mentioned Simmons. If he falls a lot, I mean that would be a big deal for him. But it's mostly players like that. I think I would have a hard time. There's not a bunch of real, I guess, truth to those character stuff, as in real straight facts out there. So
yeah,
I'm all for a Pierce. I'm all for a Mike Green if he were to slide, but it's going to be interesting. It starts here. If Miami were to go a shocker, I think, in someone like Starks, then Ravens are in big trouble.
right.
Starks to Miami would be crazy. Booker and Starks going in the top 15.
I think with those type of situations, it's not we're not insiders, so we can't really know you can't know what person's character is really like unless you actually get to know them or know them as a person. So we
Is
can't
tight end need for them? I'm so sorry, Zio. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
Dolphins, they got Jonnu, right?
Yep. Yeah, they'll be good.
I think Warren is a lock to Indianapolis.
Think so.
I could see the Dolphins getting Tyler Warren. I could see it, but
yeah,
me too.
I think Jonnu Smith's a really good player, but if you like Tyler Warren, you like Tyler Warren.
Yeah, that's true. Also,
obviously,
those players are they're similar too.
Yeah. Comment from Don C. What's up, Don C? Bradley Zuha and Mel Kiper Jr., aka Zach. Let's go.
Wait, is that really the comp tonight? Mel Kiper Jr. Is that it? Appreciate the love, Don C. Thanks, man.
Andrew thinks Miami goes Will Johnson. That would definitely be possible.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
I think this is another spot where we'll see, is Will Johnson going to go high, or is he going to end up, late first, falling out of the first maybe? Miami might have
Jalen Ramsey replacement. Could be.
Yeah, and
Very well could be.
also maybe not here, but got to start thinking about Hampton too with all these teams.
Wow.
Really?
I love a.
I mean,
Baron
Hampton's
pick.
probably going to
I
go to
love it.
Denver at 20, but you never know if someone takes him a bit earlier.
I'm betting on Baron.
Right
I feel
here.
like him.
If it were me, yeah.
Let's see.
I got it.
Actually,
Sean
it might
was
be
in the
Barry.
chat. Sean was really hoping for Starks. I think that would be such an NFL draft kind of shocker pick. It's
Starks
definitely
feels
possible.
Starks feels like a Dolphin to me for some. He always has.
Me too. As soon as I heard that, I was like, shoot.
Yeah.
Named
I can see it.
love a Baron if they're really serious about moving off Ramsey, though.
If this Will Johnson like falling stuff is true, it probably will be Barron or Starks.
Yeah.
If Starks goes, I would be pumped just to see how the Ravens handle it all. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because then it really like tosses. Like I feel like if Starks does make it to 27, I feel like the Ravens will go Starks.
Yeah.
But if neither Starks nor Booker is there, it really. I feel like the Ravens would like Donovan Ezaraku. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like him a lot. Man, Jalen Walker still being here is crazy to me.
Oh yeah, Joe. Did
Yeah,
you guys
that's
think Jalen
insane.
Walker?
Someone might
27?
trade up soon.
Jalen Walker at 27. That'd be
I would-
crazy.
Hey, Hub was calling it, dude. He was,
Yeah,
Justin
he
was
was.
just mentioning it. He was like, "Yeah, I mean, my dream is Jalen Walker," and we were like,
Zuha.
"Come on." But
We
still.
asked Justin for a hot take, and he started talking about the Browns trading like 8 seconds before it came in on the TV.
It was insane.
Oh wow.
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
That's crazy. No, because
Yeah.
also as I was coming on, like I think he had like another like crazy take where like he like called a pick or something. He called the
Yeah.
Loveland- was it the Loveland pick? Or
He called
was it-
he called T-Mac to Carolina.
Yeah, that was
T-Mac,
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was
gosh,
nuts. That was
dude.
actually
Yeah, we're
insane,
gonna have to
yeah.
call him in a second and get the intel on the Ravens. Yeah, we're gonna need that.
Justin needs to
Yeah.
say like Will Johnson to the Ravens or something.
Yeah,
Will
that's true.
Johnson to the Ravens. No, actually, well, my hot take for this next draft. Let me think what could potentially happen. What did I do in my? Let me check my mock draft, Loki. Let me see what I did in my mock draft.
So I
That
want your
was really-
opinion on who you would basically what we asked Justin last time too. Like
Yeah.
maybe a prediction for who you think the Ravens are taking, and maybe a dream scenario for guys left that you would want the Ravens to get.
Okay, so who I think the Ravens are taking, if he makes it there, Malaki Starks.
Okay.
If Malaki Starks isn't there, I think they'll go edge rusher. I think they'll go Ezaraku. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I think okay, if there's a dream scenario, I think at this point it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be Will Johnson, right? I mean, like that's like the
Secondary
That would be
pick.
crazy.
That would be.
Now again, as I've like stated before, my like personal preference at like 27, like bar Will Johnson or Jahdae Barron being there, is James Pierce. But again, I don't know like how the Ravens like think of him like as a person. So yeah, based on that, we'd have to see.
All right. Goodell's walking up to the stage.
All right.
I think Brad just saw who it was.
Yeah, I did.
All reaction. Let's see what they get here. Dolphins.
It's so hard not to react.
Oh.
Kenneth Grant.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow.
Okay.
Was
That's
not
another-
expecting D-line.
Another surprising one there.
Yes.
I thought
wow.
Kevin Grant was gonna go in the second round or late first. I'm not gonna lie.
Another name though that was really circled to the Ravens too.
I
mean,
Yeah, he was.
I loved Kenneth Grant watching him. One of the most athletic guys you'll ever see that are 330 pounds. He had an interception. He chased down a running back from 15 yards behind him. I would have loved him.
Yeah, that was-
Christian Wilkins deja vu.
What'd you say?
Christian Wilkins deja vu. That's funny.
Yeah.
And Colts turned that pick in immediately. I think they
Oh,
won.
yeah, we know who that is. We know who that is.
Yeah. That's going to be Warren. So
John
this is
Steve with-
interesting.
Don C with the super chat. I hope I'm your first super chat. I wish you guys much success. Love what you're all building with the channel. Don, appreciate you so much, man, for stopping by. Thanks for supporting us.
Thank you so much,
appreciate
Don
it,
C.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love Warren, but especially here to the Colts. But oh my gosh, Grant was a shocker. Grant and Booker
That was
back to back.
Grant,
Yeah.
Booker and Grant
Oh my
back to back
gosh.
is crazy.
The draft is on its
Booker-
head. It's amazing.
Booker, I was okay. I mean, I was surprised by, but I was like, okay. But then like Kenneth Grant, I thought he was definitely going at least like from 27 on or something. And
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go to the Eagles. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to lock to the Eagles.
Yeah, Starks was asked a bunch about the Eagles and Ravens. And Rich Eisen show, he was grinning ear to ear the whole time he was asked about the Eagles. And then it got to the Ravens, they're like, they know they like ball. I like ball. They'd be a good fit. It wasn't as excited fun talking about him, but I mean, it seems like it'd be a good fit.
I mean, hey, Super Bowl champions are the Super Bowl champions, so
That's true. How could you not be happy going there?
yeah. But I'm sure if we did pick him, I'm sure he'd be thrilled.
In 2024, the first 14 picks were all offensive players.
Oh my gosh.
Only
Oh, I remember
nine.
that.
Only 9 this year.
Holy crap.
Dallas Turner being like the 15th overall pick, the first like defensive player.
Yeah.
And right now, I think the story of the draft Shedeur, it is straight down the highway that he's going to be a Steeler right now, unless the team really jumps
Yeah.
up and jumps in front of him. That's all it
Yeah.
takes.
Oh, here's the pick.
Colts, let's see what we're going with here.
Yep, there it is.
Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren, good for them.
He's
Good
Nice.
for them.
Richmond native.
Good pick.
Played against him in high school.
Now that's Dallas Clark deja vu.
Yeah. The number.
Yeah, 44. And they actually, I feel like they do kind of have similar playing styles because like Dallas Clark was a very mobile tight end for his size.
Yeah. He yeah, we played against him in high school. He was their quarterback. He hurdled 2 of our players.
Jeez,
It was
All right.
that sounds like
He's
Tyler
afraid
Warren
to see.
already.
All right.
it's interesting that he had some offers to play quarterback at other schools. He went to Penn State to play tight end. Obviously worked out for him. That is interesting though that Loveland went ahead. I did like Loveland more. Warren falling into the Colts' lap. They could not have been happier about that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was their guy the whole way through.
Is he going to play quarterback for them?
All right, man. Maybe. A little trickery. All right.
Okay. If the Atlanta Falcons do not take Jalen Walker out of Georgia here, something crazy is going on.
Yeah, something we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe
that's a match made in heaven, right?
Yeah, just like come on, like keep the guy at home. Like
yeah.
There was the trick play, him at quarterback.
Yeah.
What the heck?
He threw a lot of passes. 45 snaps at quarterback in his Penn
wait,
State career.
really?
Hmm.
Wow, I did not know that.
150 at running back.
I mean,
One
I knew
is-
they put him on running back. Yeah.
He played center for 1 snap. I wonder what happened there.
Ooh, what the? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what the?
It'll be really cool to see. I mean, he goes to a OC that I think a lot of people would trust with a guy like him, Shane Steichen. So that'll be
Oh.
interesting.
Alex with the chat.
Oh.
Colts version of the it can't be Heisman package. Heisman package. Richardson,
Heisman
Ward,
package.
and yeah, Daniel
Daniel
Jones. That's a
Jones.
funny
That's
group there.
hilarious.
I hope they bust that out.
Oh,
Well, by the-
oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, by the way, let us know whenever you have to go, but you're free to stay however long you want.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go in a few minutes. I was just gonna
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
Now I remember the hot take that I had. So I
Ooh.
actually had the Giants in my mock draft. I had the Giants trading up in the late 20s to get Shedeur.
Mm.
Ooh.
So in your mind, would the Steelers be passing on him?
Yeah, I think the Steelers would. I'm not gonna lie.
That would be really.
I saw that in the mock. Whatever the Field Gate his latest mock on ESPN was at. So that's pretty gutsy. I love
That'd
it
be
though.
great. I mean, I saw Joel Klatt earlier was on the herd, and he was saying how there's probably a 50-50 shot the Steelers take Shedeur if he's there.
50-50.
That's lower than I thought.
Wow.
But
Honestly, I feel like they're not going to. I feel like
I know.
Loki.
Yeah.
I had Steelers taking Jihad Campbell just because it felt like a Steelers pick. Jihad Campbell, like
Mhm.
like that athletic linebacker, similar to like Devin Bush, like who they took a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Wow.
I could see that.
2 freak linebackers.
Try to
Pairing with Queen probably only makes them both better for sure.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, then you get like someone to put like have Mike next to Queen who can play well now.
yeah.
That's a good fit.
Yeah.
Falcons pick still not in yet, so I guess they're not set on Jalen Walker completely.
Maybe fielding some calls. Maybe.
Ooh, could be.
Ravens jump up
That's
for Barron?
interesting.
No. No.
You gotta give it a couple more picks. You gotta give it a couple.
Jump
more
up for
picks.
Walker?
I mean, I would trade up for Jalen Walker.
Heck yeah, dude. I would too.
I don't know what it would take.
I can't believe he's fallen this far.
Mhm. Yeah, him and Will Johnson both.
Oh,
Anyways,
man.
I have to get off now, but
All good, Zuhab. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, man.
We'll obviously continue to have you on all off season and throughout the season. You are one of our main guests on the show. We love having you on whenever.
Appreciate
of
it,
course.
Zuha.
All right, peace,
right,
Zuha.
guys.
Have a good rest of your night.
Yep. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Go Ravens.
Appreciate it. Go Ravens.
Hey,
See ya.
dude, go Ravens. All right.
There we go. Just us two for the next 18 minutes, Zach.
Got a little limbo between our next guest. But that's all
Yeah.
right.
Man, the fall of Jalen Walker is
It's startling. I mean, it was not a name that you could even imagine as a Raven, but I mean, this late, there's something up for sure.
unless are the Falcons trying to trade here? They got
I know they're taking their time. I mean, compared to the rest of the draft, I mean, Dylan in the chat saying the Falcons looking to trade. That might be a report on Twitter.
yeah.
We have notifications off because we don't want anything spoiled.
Yeah.
But, Andrew in the chat, by the way, said that he played against Kenny Pickett and Quentin Nelson in high school. What in the heck?
That's crazy.
Um,
Did Kenny Pickett pull a fake slide on you, Andrew?
He said Quentin Nelson blocked one of my teammates that was going D1 to Old Dominion with one arm. Okay. Yeah, Quentin Nelson. Yeah, he's a freaking piece. Oh, Dylan was saying.
Dylan. Dylan, RIP Dylan Wolf Insider for 9 seconds.
I know. Gotta call Justin back.
Yeah.
Justin, we need you back on the pod. Go ahead and predict. He was saying Harmon, right? He was voting Harmon for a Raven pick.
I think. Who did Zuha say?
His
Starks?
version. And yeah, he was saying Starks. Both of those still possible. Even who would you say at the end of the day? Would you say more of a I was Pierce, I think, in my final mock. I think Brad was between an Ezeraku or a Starks. But I mean, shoot, we got a bunch of guys that could possibly slide here.
Wait, Zach, do you remember who I picked in my final mock for the Ravens?
No.
How did I forget?
Mm-hmm.
Am I really about to go
Did you
check?
trade? Shoot. Did you
Was
go
it
line
Starks?
maybe?
No.
No?
I feel like I took Starks.
I think it was Starks. Now that we're saying it,
I'm about to go check.
I think it was. But Shador is just sitting here. He's in the draft room. Earlier he looked like he was having a great freaking time. He was partying up, turning away to take a drink of something. I mean, he's having a good time.
Yeah.
Whether he's drafted tonight or not. But
Yeah, Zach,
Yeah,
I took Starks.
this ESPN draft day predictor, less than a 1% chance Jalen Walker would be available at pick 15. Something's up. Maybe just the media consensus was too high on him, but
I guess.
someone's getting a freak of
Falcons
nature
will be
later in the
Falcons will
pick.
tell it all right here, honestly.
Yeah, that's right. If they go a Mike Green or even a Stewart over him,
Yeah.
wow, something's up.
Yeah.
That's
Or
I
if these
guess
teams maybe just
No,
see him
go-
more as an off-ball linebacker.
that's true. Yeah, maybe he was also, telling teams he wanted to just be an off-ball linebacker too.
Yeah.
That could be a part of it. But it even us not really discussing it as much. I mean, we have a total slide of Shadur Sanders right down the freaking lane to the Steelers,
I
which is
know.
not making us too happy. But
Henry sweating it out.
is Henry wanting Shadur?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, any Steeler fan I talked to, it was not really the most confidence in wanting and getting Shedeur, but it seems like Tomlin and him had a real good connection.
I know, and I've seen reports that Dion wants him to play for Tomlin, and they have a good relationship. This Falcons pick is going to be – it's got to be Jalen Walker. It's got to be Jalen Walker.
Andrew saying Kenny was pretty elite back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Any NFL guy
against any NFL level guy against some high schoolers. Woo! And Quentin Nelson. Oh, my.
I'm getting the pick here.
Okay. Let me lock in here. Real.
What?
Cardinals a real interesting pick after this, too.
Yeah.
It's all depending on what happens here.
Yeah.
Falcons number 15. Jalen Walker. All right. Well,
Jalen Walker. Gonna go play for
far enough, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna
go play for Raheem Morris down in Atlanta. Doesn't have to move anywhere.
That's
cool. I think a lot of Falcons fans have been clamoring them to take more Georgia players in the future. Just sort of that connection they have there. They do it this year. I'd say Steele does the draft so far back to back. Warren to the Colts and Walker to the Falcons.
Yeah, and a bunch of really, I guess, the edge talent that was expected to be falling earlier. A Shamar Stewart, a Mike Green, a Walker earlier.
Yeah,
are still there. I mean, all those guys that were projected higher, as some people thought that some edge could go earlier, just given the value, but it's lining up pretty well for the Ravens to have a pretty nice board, unless the team wants to go.
Yeah, so let's see. There's 11 more picks before the Ravens?
Yep. Arizona at 16 here. Andrew G asking, you guys think the Bengals go Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina, running back?
Bengals?
I don't mind it. They would need that, but
they don't have a bruiser since losing Mixon.
Yeah. And I think that would be a steal of a pick for stealing him from the Broncos.
I was actually I was talking to Henry earlier about the one guy I think I don't want the Bengals to take is Hampton.
Ooh.
Because
I mean it's not addressing a dire need.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
If we're going to be jerks about it, it's not. And it's a good pick as in on paper. It makes their offense terrifying, but it's not a good quality front office pick. You need more defensive help.
Yeah.
If offensive line were say you pick offensive line, like I'm already upset with them just because you pay T and Jamar and Joe just stupid money.
Yeah.
I've voiced that on here before, but I think that you have to nail this as in a possible secondary defensive level guy that can change them, especially with the concerns with Trey Hendrickson too.
Yeah, I agree.
But Hampton would scare me. So to answer your question, Andrew, so it's definitely possible. I guess I hadn't really considered that for Cincinnati, but that's possible. It'd be a Bengals type of move.
Yeah. In terms of prediction for the Bengals, probably going to go some type of defensive player. Will Johnson, I would not like that either. I think I might rather them take Hampton than Will Johnson. Barron's still here.
Yeah,
Barron could be a pick for the
big. There's crazy.
I think Barron could be a nice pick for Arizona.
Right here. Just ridiculous. So many guys that we thought were such top talent guys falling out of top 15. And Walker going as late as 15.
Yeah.
Just insane.
For real.
The draft's the best, man. It's the freaking best.
I know. We're just about to get halfway through. You got a prediction here? I think they're going to go with Barron. Sadly.
You think the Cardinals go Barron?
Yeah. Yeah.
They've been pretty adamant about getting some D-line edge help too. I mean, it's all over the board for them. They could get some help with across from Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, Golden
I
maybe.
think a corner pick is also fun, but they could go as deep as someone like a D lineman that they really like. I mean, it's all over the field for them because they have just upgradable positions. It's not needs, dire needs, but the team's missing some superstars for sure.
Yeah. Golden would be a nice fit with Harrison, two very different receivers.
Oh, I would love that. Gosh, I would love that.
Or an
I hope
Abuka
it's
maybe. Abuka with
Mm,
Harrison.
true. Pretty fun pick. Kyler would be launching that thing.
Yeah.
Mel's talking pretty highly about wide receiver, it sounds like.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So maybe wide receiver's the pick here. I would love that from a fantasy perspective. Get Marvin Harrison some of the attention off of him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he had a solid year last year, but not what people were anticipating.
Right.
I like receiver here. If I'm the Cardinals, I like Barron. I like Will Johnson. I took Harmon for them in our mock last night.
Hmm.
They just need some players. I mean,
They need players. All right.
similar to the Bengals. Bengals just need someone on the defensive side of the ball. It
They
doesn't
need-
matter
yeah.
who.
And they would be the team to still, after saying that you need anyone on the defensive side of the ball, to still go Hampton. I mean, that would.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'd
I'm
be
a little
hilarious.
let's see, Cardinals are picking. Let me know when you get it, Zach.
Okay. You heard it?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Cardinals 16. 16th pick. Walter Nolan. Whoa. My guy. Okay. Calais and Walter
So-
Nolan, they are shaping that D line.
Nolan and Kenneth Grant both off the board in the top 16 picks. I'd say we weren't expecting that when we did our D-line pod.
Mm-hmm.
I like
And
that
it-
pick for them.
I do too. You have a perfect, the best guy you could possibly learn under in the NFL right now in Calais.
Calais. I like that.
And
Yeah.
and Nolan is, we mentioned it, a top high school prospect.
5-star. Yeah.
He's a
He was the-
freak of nature.
Number one prospect in his class over Travis Hunter.
And if you just go watch this guy, you go watch that guy in highlights, he would look like his highlights go up against anyone in the draft. Like as good as a
Yeah.
Card, as good as honestly, far better than a Grant. Like it's insane. The guy has superstar potential, but he also has a pretty low floor. So it's about the fit, and I love the fit. I love the fit.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's a good pick. They need. There's a reason I took Harmon for them. They need to stop the run. They just need to get more beefy on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I talked about Nolan when we were doing our D-line pod. One of the smoothest rushers I've seen. Gets into that first step immediately, engages. Explosive. Loves to tackle. A lot of TFLs for Ole Miss. It's interesting. I've heard, I can't remember who it was. Someone was saying how none of these teams really care where someone was supposed to go or consensus boards this year. It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And like we've seen Grant go, we've seen Nolan go. We saw Booker go really early to Dallas when everyone thought they were going to take a receiver. We saw Loveland go above Warren, which no one was expecting. Walker falling to 15.
Yeah, Cowboys second round is going to be such a fun pick. They'll probably have some running back available if they want to go that way. And there's definitely going to be some wide receivers.
Yeah. Now we'll get
It's a fun
into Bengals. Obviously, we know a lot more about the Bengals, Browns, and the Steelers than the other 28 NFL teams. They need defense so bad. I mean, new DC Al Golden out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a guy for him. Just
The two Notre Dame defenders are kind of more second round guys, and Morrison and Xavier Watts.
Still 5 minutes though.
Pick just went in for the Bengals.
Okay.
I hate that they could either get Will Johnson or Barron.
I'd be pretty upset at a Baron. Yeah. Yeah, that would add up. But the Bengals are a type of team that, take risks on a injury-ridden, flipping player, I think, too. But they're awesome.
I really hope they don't take one of these two corners.
It seems I would hope defense is the pick. I'm still listening for Hampton's name.
But yeah, I would
Wide
rather
receiver,
it be.
but they're not going to go here.
I would rather them take one of the corners than Hampton. Honestly,
Mm.
we absolutely loved Barron. I know you like Barron even more than I did,
Mm-hmm.
but
Todd McShay in I think his mock yesterday, he had Barron going like top 10.
yeah,
And Johnson falling. He said
Mhm.
basically for almost no reason. There's some flags, I guess, for injury, but I think it's mostly because all the other teams are as well. Just let
yeah,
but
yeah.
so it's weird for sure. But Bengals is such an interesting pick.
You got a prediction here? I think they're going. I'd say they go with Barron
Oh,
or Mike Green. Do they not care about?
sleeper pick we haven't even mentioned yet is Starks. I mean, a safety. You know
Yeah,
how
they
they
could go
love having a
Starks.
safety. They could be really scarred from losing out on a Bates a long
See,
time
like,
ago.
Doing a mock draft where we were just going chalk. Like I had them taking Ezeraku because I had no idea Barron would still be here.
Yeah, corner feels like a perfect pick for them.
Out of everyone left on the board right now, Zach, who would you pick if like the Ravens were up right now? Who would you want with everyone left on the board?
Wow.
I would take Barron.
Yeah, it feels like you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
I'm so high on Barron too. But really both of the corners going this late is already,
yeah.
I guess in my opinion, a little concerning. I felt like they'd be gone.
Yeah.
Johnson slipping recently, but still. I'd say best available is him.
Yeah, I agree. You want to go ahead and get in our next guest in here, Zach?
For sure, man.
Cooper, Baltimore Central on Instagram. Another one of our longtime friends
Mm-hmm.
is going to be hopping in here right now. How's it going, Cooper? How's your first half of the draft been so far for you?
It's kind of gone as expected, kind of hectic, up and down. I'm glad I'm going at a good time because we're talking about Friday Barron. He's a guy I've been big on. I think he plays like a Raven. I think he'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
Ravens defense, I just never considered him a realistic option.
Yeah, right?
27.
I mean, this is nuts.
And plays very well and runs support, very instinctive, good off the edge, blitzer.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I could see the Bengals going with him here. So like you said, Starks
Yeah.
too is an option.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper, what are your thoughts on Adam Schefter's outfit?
I haven't really paid attention to him.
Wait till you
It's
see
a-
it.
I
It's
usually
a little
drown
different.
Adam
It's
Schefter
different.
out. I don't.
It's different.
Okay,
He's wearing a
it's-
hoodie under his suit.
Yeah, like a
Hey,
kind of a navy-ish.
I don't
like,
mind it. I don't mind it. It's just weird he's wearing it. He doesn't seem like the guy to
Yeah.
wear it. But I like the fit. He doesn't seem like the right guy for it. So Cooper, by the way, I don't know if you're the same time as us, but I'm kind of behind everyone, so I'll be reacting to it first.
I was gonna say my TV is usually kind of behind. I mean,
Really? Okay.
Fidel's walk-
We can see
Fidel's
this
walking-
time. I'll try and look
Fidel's
towards
walking
you.
to the stage right now.
Okay, me too. He's looking back now. I don't know. He's clapping.
Can tell if that's good or bad.
Oh, Brad already reacted?
That's yeah.
Oh, I know what that means then. I think. Unless he's reacting in a laughter way. A laughter almost.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Shamar
I did not.
Stewart.
I did not want Shamar Stewart.
I'm just
saying.
A&M Edge. Wow.
I want to
Bradley
clarify.
already knows I did not want Shamar Stewart.
I want to clarify. I like Shamar Stewart a lot. If he was there at 27, I would have liked the pick. But I know Bengals fans did not want him, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
laughing.
Why do
And,
you think so? Why do you think that?
Think what?
That they wouldn't want him? If Trey's out the door, possibly.
There's a Bengals podcast that I watch that they did not.
Cooper, can
But-
you turn your TV down a little bit? We're getting a bit of it. Yeah, sorry. Man.
Yeah, Mel Kiper's in my ear right now.
Yeah, Mel is barking.
Man, Shamar Stewart to the Bengals. They passed up on Barron and Will Johnson. take Shamar Stewart. What was it? 1.5 sacks
Johnson's
this year.
supposed to slide down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Just how
Barron.
far?
I don't think the Seahawks need a corner, but man, would it be gross for them to go Barron here. Oh man. One of them won't get past Tampa Bay, I think. Tampa
Mike
Bay would
McDonald's
love a
got to
good
like
corner.
Barron, right?
You'd think.
Feels like-
But Mike
feels like a
McDonald
good fit in
would
this
also
defense.
love someone like Will
Yeah.
Johnson, though. Michigan
Pretty like zone heavy
ties.
guy.
Well, he's
Michigan
with
ties
Will
for
Johnson
sure.
in Michigan too.
Yeah. Best option for the Bengals right there. Yeah, we're kind of laughing at him, I'd say. That was genuine surprise from me.
I think Stewart has good traits. it's Just
Yeah.
didn't
For
really-
sure.
I don't think he fit in with the Ravens timeline. I think if the Ravens are going pass rush, you want someone who's more polished, technically refined, like Nick Scott or Donovan Roosevelt. Or I still have trouble with that last name, but
That's rock.
yeah,
I think
production
I think-
wasn't there for my liking. And
I think-
I don't try to put too much weight on production, but 4.5 sacks and 12 tackles for loss and 3 seasons in SEC play. It's not very intriguing.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Chat's loving this. Chat's loving this pick. I mean, this is just it's a shocker. I mean, you'd be happy though if you were a team contending with a great offense and you get 2 elite edge guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd love that. So if Stewart can become an elite guy, it's not ridiculous.
Yeah.
Time frame on that is longer.
Hmm.
It's going to be a couple seasons of development. He's just very raw,
True.
not technical.
No, for
as a
sure.
rusher.
It is quite the pick there. Wow.
I think Stewart's going to be good against the run, like pretty immediately. But
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the finishing in the pass rush department is not there right now.
Pick is in. Who do you think Seahawks are going?
So you have the Mike McDonald Michigan connection.
Yeah, for Johnson.
If they want to stop the fall of Will Johnson, I do think Barron's a nice fit in Seattle. I don't know.
Or maybe
could-
Matthew Golden as a
Yeah,
a wide receiver's not out of the question.
they could
I
use
think.
O-line
You're
too.
right,
Simmons,
that's right.
Zabel.
I mean, a
Maybe
wide
a lot of
receiver.
guys here.
You lose DK, you lose Lockett. JSN needs someone else. I mean,
Darnold too, obviously.
Yeah,
Could also
Yeah.
could go offensive line there. So,
yeah.
true.
I also
Donald,
I don't
That'd be a shocker.
like-
That'd be a shocker.
I don't like Nick Emenwari, but I think if someone
I
could
don't
get the
either.
most out of him, it would probably be Mike McDonald.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could
that's a
definitely
good
see that.
point. Yeah, that's a great point because they could definitely take a safety. One of those, again, just talking about safety. If they're higher on Starks, I think that they could definitely move for someone like him.
Yeah,
Mike McDonald's in Baltimore for years. That's the same philosophy there. He's
Yeah.
very likely like Starks as much as the
Yeah.
Ravens do.
True.
As much
Yeah.
as the Ravens are rumored to like Starks.
That's well said.
all right.
Pick
Picks
is
picks
in.
happening for me in a
Yes.
few seconds.
All right.
A few more seconds.
Goodell already walked out there for you? Really? Shoot, dude. All right. Fine. I think the Seahawks fans have been banging the drum for that, but I don't know if that's legitimate. I think that they could go anywhere, though. I think edge is also a possibility.
Yeah.
They're 18 here for Seattle. Let's see.
In the 2025 NFL draft,
Ray Zabel. Wow.
So
Go offensive line. The fans are
I think
happy.
in the final mock draft I did, I had Zabel going to Seattle.
Wow.
I thought Bray Zabel was what John Harbaugh thought Patrick McCarry was. Like a guy who can play all 5 positions like at a decently high level.
Yeah,
And I think that's his ceiling.
I mean Sam Darnold's, to put it just bluntly, really bad if his protection isn't really good.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good pick. They need to make sure if
That
they
is-
want Sam Darnold to work or at least be competent, they need their O-line to be really good. So
A few things shaping up. Ravens are either set on Starks. They're going to get a Starks. Or they're going to fall into an edge category. Corners are falling, though. Barron not going anywhere. This could be Barron here, 19 Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah,
But,
the board is shaping up very nicely.
It
but
is.
yeah, it sure is. Offensive line wise, I don't know. If they are high on Simmons, maybe. But
Donovan Jackson.
I love
Jackson?
Donovan Jackson.
I do too.
he was one of those guys
I think-
that. Sorry.
I think Jackson. I think I'll stay on my toes on this. Put money on. I think he's a 10-year starter in the NFL. I just think he moves exceptionally well. Very technical, and of course, he played left guard. His entire career at Ohio State. Then Josh Simmons goes down with torn ACL, kicks out the left tackle position he's never played before, and played very well. I mean, held up well against like Abdul Carter,
Mhm.
Oregon, and I think it was the semifinals.
Yeah.
But that's impressive alone.
Yeah, that
That could be on the Ravens' radar. All these old linemen falling. It'd be a good range for him.
it was crazy to see Booker go so early because it's been like Booker and Starks a lot in like mock drafts and everything.
Yeah.
Guys that could possibly be there. Cooper, how would you feel like if Johnson was there at 27, Will Johnson? Do you have a take on that?
I was talking to one of my coworkers yesterday. I would probably sprint the card up. But
Yeah.
after I was thinking on it a little, I mean, the injury concerns are definitely real. He didn't test too well, but great player, very instinctive. Good, I think good ball skills. I think 6 interceptions
Yeah.
in the last 2
He's
years.
like 6'2". Like he's
good size, moves
great
well.
size for it. Yeah.
There's a lot of upside there, and you take Will Johnson, your cornerback room is kind of solidified for the next 4 years with Will Johnson,
Yeah.
Wiggins, and also
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey for however long he stays
That's true.
in Baltimore. So that not as much as a concern.
Yeah, I think I would love it at 27. But yeah, in terms of guys that could be there, maybe Johnson, Barron, Harmon, James Pierce, Maxwell Hairston, Jahad Campbell, Mike Green, Josh Simmons, Emin Worry, Ezraku.
I just
Starks
can't
are
see the
low-key the
Ravens going with
guys.
Mike Green after everything that's happened with
Pick.
Justin Tucker.
What'd you say?
I can't see the Ravens going with Mike Green after everything that's happened with Justin Tucker.
I
mean, you
agree.
got-
I agree.
And Matt Green, 2 very credible sexual assault allegations at 2 different institutions.
I agree.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's not a good look.
True.
Especially
I think-
'cause, Justin Tucker's still on the team.
I know. We were talking to, I can't remember if it was Justin or Zuha, but I was saying like EDC's mentioned got a lot of guys off the board. You could maybe put Green, Pierce in there, Walter Nolan, who went earlier. And then also injuries like maybe Revels off the board. We'll see about Simmons with the tendon. Apparently he's doing pretty well
What's up with Siobhan Rebel?
towards ACL in the fall.
Oh, that's what I thought you meant like sexual assault.
Oh, no. I was just saying I was including off the field with injuries.
There you go.
Bucks, I think Jahad Campbell or Barron.
Yeah, that's a good too. That's a good
Could be
too.
Will Johnson here with slide stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Well-
like secondary is a need for them. All the time just went up. What just happened?
Cooper,
That
Will
picks
Johnson
on-
would be because
Oh,
Zach and I
picks on-
didn't even do work on Will Johnson because we
I
didn't
didn't
think.
do as much. I don't know.
Yeah,
and it only
I
became
definitely-
kind of a real option in the last, I feel like 2 weeks. Because that's when he started
Yeah.
slowing down.
Yeah,
If even, I mean, shoot.
it was really like last night was when it was like, oh, he's going out of the first round.
Yeah, I think it's been more like 72 hours of,
Yeah.
of a weird. Yeah, Johnson's not a first round guy, or teams aren't considering him for the first round, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It picks
My position
inside
I
the
didn't
top
really.
20. It's weird.
My position I didn't really work on was wide receivers.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was much of a need to.
I did watch. I watched Ibuka. I think Ibuka is gonna be underrated.
Yeah.
Um,
I've seen mock drafts in the last few weeks on Twitter of Luther Bolden or Luther
to the Ravens. To the Ravens.
I'm not sure how I'd feel about that.
Mm,
I get.
I wouldn't
like
I
it.
do think
I
people
wouldn't
are
like it.
overthinking him to an extent. I think he's been in the spotlight for so long
Yeah.
that people are just trying to find a reason to be low on him. But
I will like.
I
I would
just-
if they if they were to go with receiver, I would much rather it be Ibuka than Burden. But
I just don't think they will, right? There's no way.
no. And
Not with
I
how
keep
this board's falling.
I keep forgetting that they signed Hopkins. Like I keep forgetting he's on the team. If he wasn't, I think receiver could be in play, but
And then we have a question from Cam. If Pierce Jr. and Johnson are available, who would you take?
Will Johnson.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take Will Johnson.
I'm siding with the media at the moment. I think Johnson slides. I also love James Pierce, so I would go Pierce.
But James Pierce technically has been on the slide too, because Pierce was like a top half first round guy a few months ago, and it like very slowly has gone to the late first.
Top half. At this point last year, people were talking about him as a potential first overall pick.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see it.
I'll just say the Bucks didn't take either of the two guys we mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would they go? Maybe they want a little wide receiver, I hope. Buccaneers, 19 here.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh wow!
Oh.
I mean, we were talking about him.
Yeah, I mean that's so they're pairing up with Godwin, Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans is getting to later in his career. Godwin had a rough injury.
True.
I think that is steals of the draft for me. Ibuka and Jalen Walker to the Falcons. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, Walker was a really nice pick. I mean, they finally got an edge rusher. I feel like for the last few years, every draft, edge rusher is a top need for them, and they don't get one.
Yeah.
Get that homegrown guy.
That's a surprising
Like,
pick.
In
Yeah,
terms of consensus, it's not
as
as
weird.
yeah. In terms of consensus, this isn't a steal, but in my book, I mean, I don't know why Ibuka wasn't a top 15 pick.
Yeah, you were higher on him. I mean,
Zach was talking about draft fatigue, Cooper, which kind of makes sense, like being in the spotlight for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just
And also, but on the other hand, also in the spotlight. He's the 2 almost every year he's been there, and he's just accepted the role, dominated the role, and continues to be a part of the Ohio State's offense in an elite way. It's just you add him probably into a Buccaneers offense, he's gonna do the same thing. What changes?
Broncos are gonna take
There's one, they must be concerned a little bit about what's going on.
You guys think Broncos taking Hampton here? Probably.
Yeah. I could be Travion Henderson. I don't think it's
That would be
it's a
crazy.
non-zero.
That'd be pretty
Non-zero,
cool.
yeah.
I would love
I mean,
Hampton for him.
I mean, at this point in the first round, teams are going to start going for like
The guys they
their
like.
guy, the guy who's over the top of their board. So it's going to get wonky. So I think in this draft, there's a lot of parity between the first 3 rounds. So some guys, who teams have a first round grade on are going to be like a 3rd or 4th round grade.
Yeah.
Team, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am
like, that's
inclined to
what-
say Marion Hampton, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of first round running backs. I think I might even take Hampton if I were them, just because. I mean, I think about Golden too if I were them, honestly. Pair him up with Sutton.
that could be a fun duo.
Did the Broncos sign Evan Ingram? Was that who he went to?
Yeah.
I mean,
What a
there's not a
great-
tight end here anyway, but
Now, do you maybe get Will Johnson to pair with Patrick Surtain?
that if Will Johnson worked out, that'd be 2 like 6'2" corners.
You think the corners in I mean, let's say Steelers aren't really thinking about
Shador.
Corners are there for him if they wanted to go that route, right?
Henry's very concerned that if the Broncos don't take Hampton, the Steelers might take him.
I love that for them too. But I think Hampton goes.
I don't think
I love that for either one of these teams.
RFP asked Hampton at 27. Listen, I talked about it a little bit. The downside of it, the emotional aspect of it, is that you're kind of saying Derrick Henry has 1 year left
That's true.
if you take Hampton. But I don't think I would like that. I think I don't know if he adds that much to what they're doing this year.
I mean, Denver just needs another playmaker too. It can be a running back, it can be
I
a
think
wide receiver.
I would take Matthew Golden right here.
I don't mind that. This seems like Golden slid a bit.
Yeah.
That would be a fun pick. Just asked a Steelers friend of mine if he wants Shador. Said no, but of all the other quarterbacks out there, I guess I'd rather him than others.
That's the thing. I mean, The only
See,
quarterbacks they have on the depth chart is Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
yeah, I mean,
feel like
Yeah.
they will pick a quarterback. It's just who.
What's
And
if
if
they-
you don't pick one now, you have to wait until the 3rd round.
yeah, because they don't have a second. If
I'm not gonna bank on Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just saying, like, if they don't take Shador, do they know Rodgers is signing with them? Because, like, what else are they gonna do? Just win?
I don't think they do. I don't think they know that. I think
mean,
it
I
only
guess-
means that you either have to throw more at him to entice him, or they're betting on this randomness of the 9-8, 8-9 Mason
Yeah.
Rudolph led Steelers. They could also go D tackle. Harmon's still there, right?
Be really sad if Harmon was.
Yeah,
I mean that.
You're right.
That would be also
I've seen him
perfect
get a
bet.
lot of Cam Hayward comparisons, and I think that is a
yeah.
pretty good comparison for him.
Yeah, talk about another guy that would be perfect for mentoring him. I mean, my goodness, that D line would be freakish.
Now, a very beautiful thing would be if they go Tyler Show.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be nuts. Holy crap. But I'm here for it.
I don't think he actually gets first round. I feel like every year there's not like the one quarterback who gets like manufactured first round hype, but then they go in like, the 3rd round.
Yeah. Malik Willis. Do you
Davis
think
knows.
Pickett would have also gone in the 3rd round and the Steelers just took him at 20 that year?
It's kind of a similar
Great question.
situation. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's a weak quarterback.
Great question.
Yeah.
Pick is in for Denver, and that's nice. Nice. Cooper, we've asked every guest so far a prediction for who you think the Ravens take, and maybe the dream scenario pick. Just with the current.
Lord's falling nice. I mean, I'll take the safe pick and say the realistic one is Malachi Starks.
Yeah.
Because I think that's just
It's really
a lot of
shaping
smoke-
up.
lot of smoke-
Yeah,
lot of
it's sure
smoke
shaping
there.
up for that.
Again, I'm very, very big on Derek Harmon.
Mhm.
More so than most Ravens fans. So I guess Harmon could be
Your
I don't
dream?
wanna say dream- Well, no, I mean Johnny Barron's available at this point.
Barron,
Yeah.
bro, Barron would be sick. I would.
Wow. I'd freak out. That would be insane.
I guess based on the board, yeah, I would say Barron's my dream pick, and a realistic one
Uh-huh.
would be Starks. Or
Yeah. Is the only team
Donovan.
that could take Starks is the Vikings?
Dang, I've seen
Probably.
him mocked there a lot. But I've also seen Emin Worry
Mm-hmm.
linked there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could feel the same way as a few of us thinking that Evan Murray's higher than Starks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Pittsburgh goes some offensive weapon or a D tackle. Chargers go a weapon. And then they might, Chargers might end up with a Golden unless he gets picked here.
Yeah.
But this is a big deal.
I think this will be Golden or Hampton.
Mm. All right.
Is more quickly, and the NFL is proud to support. True right now.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Dan is a 17
Yeah.
This is dope.
fan who has bravely battled cancer.
You don't tell him what to do. It's funny.
His wish is to announce the first round draft pick for his favorite team.
Hmm.
Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes
Oh,
true.
Brad knows. Uh-oh.
I don't like that, Ray.
I didn't like it either. All right.
The Denver Broncos selects.
Broncos.
Baron.
Barron.
Ah.
Oh no. No offensive weapon for him. Barron goes to the Broncos at 20. Wow.
I guess Steelers an option to get a Marion Hampton.
Yeah, it does. I bet Henry's shaking over there. Uh-oh.
Henry so badly does not want Hampton.
Why? Why not?
Zach, they did the same thing with Najee Harris 5 years ago.
Hampton is not Najee Harris.
Yeah, but look at it. Barron is my favorite player in the class. I'm
5'11", 195.
Wow. What a nightmare scenario.
I'm so sad now.
Oh, what
my
a great freaking
Energy has been sucked out by the Broncos.
You didn't actually think the Ravens would get him, did you?
There's a chance. I mean,
No chance he got there.
I hope we had a very slight chance of hope there.
But
Yeah.
him and Surtain, oh my. That is a scary two. Ooh. I just love what the Broncos are doing. Completing
Yeah.
really a really good looking roster.
Yeah.
They got
That's
studs
such a good pick.
a lot of places. Yeah, and getting Barron that late, they got to be pumped. The Hampton
Barron
Mock
is
has been there for
nasty.
too long. It'd been too obvious. It was too obvious.
Is Hampton going to slip out of the first?
Could, yeah. I think the number, didn't you say the number for over under was 1.5? I mean,
For running backs.
they definitely know something.
He might fall into the Chiefs' lap.
Steelers are taking their time. Steelers can't decide between Shador and Hampton.
Yeah.
Tyler Show. That's what it is.
Even maybe, I mean, there's not really a team in this back half that would even want a quarterback, right? Like,
Also, made trade
The
up.
Rams. Bro, I think
Rams
Shador would
wouldn't
be a
take
great
Shador,
pick
would
for
he?
the Rams.
oh, that would be awesome, but I don't know if it's happening. Oh, that'd be sick. That would be insane. But this is it. I mean, Shador's on the screen. I mean, dude, this if he's not going here, I have no idea where he's going. He could slip all the way to the Browns. Browns could end up with him. You know, that would be
I see
insane.
the Giants trading into the first round, grabbing like Sanders and Dart.
I think
If the Steelers take Dart, guys,
I don't. Oh man, that would be insane. Brad, you need to like mute. You need to like not even show your freaking face, dude. We're gonna like
should I
read
turn
some
my
reactions.
camera off? Should I turn
Dude,
my
dang
camera
near, dang near until I announce it because I know that you're gonna react because Henry's reacting.
off? Yeah.
Oh,
I'll turn my
man.
camera off.
Oh man, this is such a massive pick. Sanders, Dart, screw it all. Say Hampton. Screw it all. Go Harvard. I mean,
I hope
this
it-
would be hilarious. There's so many routes they could go. This is such a crazy pick. Oh my gosh.
I hope it's Hampton.
Me too.
Milrow ever been linked to them
too.
throughout the process?
As who?
Has Jalen Milrow been linked to them at all?
Not really.
He's been a name to watch for him. I mean, that would be a complete.
I would
shock.
rather them take Shador than Milrow, probably.
That's weird, but okay.
Unless they made Milrow start right away. That'd be just terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Blame
I
it
guess
all.
that's not. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that.
Okay, I'm going to turn my camera off, guys, for like until you
All
guys.
right, man. Good luck. I'll be freaking cheering for Henry. Cooper, we usually have Henry on the podcast. He's his roommate. He's a big Steelers fan. I don't know if you've seen those, but he's done a previews or two of this. That is awesome, man. Pick 21. Oh man, Brad better not show that face. If I see that face, I'm gonna know.
With the 21st pick in the 2025
21st pick, Steelers get Derek Harmon. Derek Harmon.
God damn it.
Wow, Brad, that is a surprise. I mean, I was pretty sold on them going quarterback.
Henry was
I
fine
can't
with
believe
it.
it. I mean, yeah, we talked about it, right? It's the perfect
I'm very sold.
to
I'm
go
sold.
along with their defense.
It's a good pick.
It's a great pick.
It's a great pick, and I'm salty.
Yeah. I would have liked Harmon a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's another name to cross out for the Ravens. Really, all the D tackles are gone now, right?
yeah.
I mean,
Every interior D line guy that was going to go in the first.
you are looking though at a stacked edge group becoming available. It's just there's a few teams here that could go some defensive guys. Chargers probably
Yeah.
go offensive weapon, right? But I think that Green Bay could go
Ezraku.
Izaraku. They could go an edge, and then Minnesota looking maybe towards the safety, so one of those guys would be off the table. It's questionable for sure.
What do you guys think for the Chargers?
Well, no viable tight ends on the board for them, you know.
Yeah.
They could take Mark Andrews.
Let's
Impressive, a third round.
Chargers are
go.
Who do the Chargers need? I think they could use an edge.
I think it's gonna be a receiver here. Someone to pair alongside.
Me
the
too.
Malaki.
Me
I think
too.
Golden would be awesome.
Hey,
for them.
Booker or Golden would be awesome picks. I'd love either one for them. I hope they go that way. But in a Greg Roman offense, they might not be utilized as much as we
I forgot they
think.
have
So,
Greg Roman.
on the other hand, they could go, a Hampton. Hampton was another name mentioned for them. Like they could say that we want the value of a first-round running back here.
Yeah.
That would be a shocker, but I think it's possible.
Kenneth Grant was linked to them a lot, and he won 10 picks ago.
Yeah, I loved Kenneth Grant. I would have liked that at the Ravens.
I know Jeremiah, Jeremiah mocked him to us.
Yeah.
I think it was mocked out, yesterday.
Schrager mocked Josh Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting worried about that.
I would not love that. I would not love that.
But Cam in the chat, Ravens don't have to worry about Travis Hunter, Shadur Sanders, or Abdul Carter in the division. Yeah, so far it's a pretty sweet draft night, I'd say. Not too many scary names.
Is Will Johnson really going to be there at 27?
Yeah, I think he will. I don't think the Ravens will go that way, though. If Will Johnson, I'd be surprised if he gets past the Rams. Rams need a corner.
Yeah, the Rams
that would
could
have
take
to be
him.
a pretty high guy for them.
The Rams could
I've
definitely
been
take him.
thinking Rams to go get Jihad Campbell.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, they do need a linebacker.
I have no idea what the Chargers are going to do. I guess Golden?
Golden or no? Yeah, it's Golden.
Golden or...
I mean, here's the
Golden's
best
slipping
available,
this far. It's weird.
Best available tight end is Harold Fannin. I don't think
Yeah.
they take Fannin in the first round.
Yeah, it's Fannin or
They need a tight
Arroyo.
end. They desperately need a tight end.
Yeah, they lost out on that group. They might be making some calls to the Ravens tomorrow.
Yeah. Probably will be.
I always thought if Mark Andrews got traded, it would be on day 2. Just
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Rashawn
today.
materialized and teams
Yeah.
should be the tight end missed out on Loveland and Warren
Yeah,
That's
for
true.
sure.
making calls.
As our running back comes on for the commercial. Love that. Wow. Can't believe the Steelers went there.
It was a good pick. I mean,
Yeah, it was just there was so much hype for a quarterback for him. I mean, where are they
It's just-
set on thinking that they're going to get Rodgers? Or are they set on
I guess
hopefully they get a quarterback later? I mean,
they think they're getting Rodgers because they don't have a second. If they had a second, you could be like, oh, maybe they're going to get a Milrow or even a Shador later. A Dart maybe, but
yeah, that's not ridiculous.
I mean, Harmon's obviously a good pick because all three of us wanted him.
That's true.
My worst moment of the night is Barron going to the Broncos, though.
They have to
I
feel
did.
comfortable with chances getting Rodgers. I just
Yeah, they must
can't
feel
justify
confident.
that big of
Yeah,
a-
they got to feel like they're going to have him.
It's all a
'cause-
1-year deal.
Yeah,
RFP saying Golden is Steve Smith's top ranked receiver in the draft.
yeah.
Wow. I'm very floored he's fallen this far. I would hope that that's the pick here for the Chargers.
Yeah, Golden.
I don't know who else they would go.
If I was the Chargers, I would take Golden.
Maybe it's a Ravens Hayden Hurst pick and they overpick for a tight end. I mean, it
Except
could
I
be a
think
lot of
Fannin
that.
and Arroyo are a lot better than Hurst.
Then it's not ridiculous. Then
Reagan was the
They'll be
offensive
in there.
coordinator when the Ravens made that pick, so I don't know if he would steer them in that direction.
Yeah, yeah.
Simmons is starting to.
I don't want.
Not
I don't
worry me,
want.
but
I
it's
don't-
starting to become a flag.
I want to hate it,
Can he play guard?
but he's
That's
gonna have
the
to.
question, right? I mean, yeah, he would have to if he's going to play day one.
I'm gonna see if he has any starts at guard.
I think the biggest notion to tell me who the Ravens are going to go is after Minnesota. So we're waiting on that one. But ESPN draft day predictor, 96% chance he'd be drafted by pick 21.
For who?
Everyone
Shooter
probably was going to
Sanders.
the
Shooter
Steelers.
Sanders. So
I don't think Simmons has played guard at all.
yeah, Yeah, it just seems like a weird pick, right? If
I don't think-
Schrager was so interested in it too.
I don't think the Ravens would do that.
I guess the
Me
thought
either.
process would be, at the end of Stanley's 3-year contract, you part ways and you just develop Simmons as the long-term option.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because again, I mean, this is very much a luxury pick for the Ravens. No
Yeah.
dire glaring needs.
Yeah. And
They
maybe
wanna do
like
that, they could afford it.
and being able to not rush him back too after the knee injury could be very beneficial for his Simmons'
I mean,
future as well.
He's cleared all his medicals too, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think teams are as concerned about it as they are Will Johnson.
Yeah, yeah. Is Will Johnson, because I didn't do work on him, is it just a bunch of small things? Has he had like surgeries or anything?
It's got like knee issues and shit.
Like, is he just banged up a lot?
Yeah. I
Like-
think some teams actually like flagged.
What was the injury? It was knee for sure.
He has like a ton. Like it's
Like knee and foot, I believe.
he missed the second half of this
gotta be a
season with
red
the
flag.
foot.
It's gotta be. Foot's a
And there's
touch.
also the fact he didn't test either
Yeah.
at the combine, which
It's just
Like is he not
That's
100%
scary.
right
It's a
now?
scarier pick. Yeah, it must just be a scarier looking pick than what the media had imagined.
He had shoulder and toe injuries this year.
Chargers are down to 23 seconds.
And then he
Yeah,
had a
they're-
hamstring injury at the combine.
They are waiting this out. Mel looking dapper. But Schrager kind of on a heater with his mock draft, I guess. I mean, if it's looking that good and Simmons is there, I'm worried for our Ravens. The only thing is, it'd be difficult to see him going past someone like the Texans. Texans always would take some all-line help. So
Yeah.
it's all over the place.
Is Shador gonna fall out?
I didn't like it. Like I said, I think the Giants could trade in for a quarterback,
Mhm.
whether it's
I think the Rams would be the best case scenario by far.
that is
That'd
a
be
good
fun.
point. It could be a dark horse team for that. I mean, Stafford's getting up there.
Yeah.
Injury ridden and all. Yeah.
But it's like if the Rams are really trying to win another Super Bowl, they might not do that.
I think Sanders will go somewhere like, I think he could go to the Browns in the round 2. They got 2 picks there. think that'll
Yeah,
happen.
that's a good point.
Cooper, I totally agree with you. I think the Giants would be a perfect fit, but apparently, according to Todd McShay, they were really bad in meetings. Dable ended up really not liking him.
I think the
And-
Giants like Dart.
And
So I
yeah,
was gonna
he
say- I
came
was
away,
about to
ended
say-
up liking Dart more than Shador, maybe knocking Shador out of their, rankings at all. So I mean, it's bleak for the Giants. I thought the Saints were an option. Obviously, I thought the Steelers were an option. And now I don't really see a fit until a Browns, I guess. So Cooper without Harmon, who's the dream scenario pick now? Do you think an edge?
Love Dom Jackson. I
Okay.
mean, he was like
Yeah.
1A and 1B for me was Derek Harmon and Donovan Jackson, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ezraku, Malachi Starks.
Mm.
And that was my top 4, and 3 of them are still available. Like I said, I think Jackson, he starts at left guard day 1, and he's a
Yeah.
long-term starter at left guard. And
I-
he could slide
I
up to
wouldn't-
tackle, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I'm all for an edge or O-line selection. I'm a little hesitant on Simmons, but I think overall, I
Okay.
think that's a good group. I think that's a good. I would be fine with Starks. I just don't think it's the flashiest. And the pick for the Chargers,
Hampton.
Omarion Hampton. Maybe they're not really loving the J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, Andrew
Well, he's a
says-
free agent.
Oh yeah.
I think
they
he's
signed-
now a little ahead of Zach.
They signed Najee Harris.
Oh, I forgot I signed it.
Oh yeah. I completely forgot that. Andrew says Greg Roman selection.
Yeah.
That's a great comment. It totally is. I mean, he's gonna have to be a workhorse. He can be.
Yeah.
And even according to Todd McShay, saying that some people really thought of Genty as 1A and Hampton as 1B. Like, Hampton is
Mhm.
definitely there in talent.
Hampton's, I feel like they're kind of strangling Justin Herbert a little.
I think that's a fun fit. I think that's another, when we were talking about a top pick for fantasy, as in a
Yeah, Hampton to the
Broncos team,
starters.
I bet Hampton goes up there
Yeah,
pretty
and
high up there in the first. Yeah.
Are they
Maybe
trying to
second
do a
round
little Gibbs Montgomery with that, with Najee Harris? And
Yeah, I can see teams.
I know,
trying to
that's-
replicate that.
yeah,
It's weird. It's weird.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to replicate it to the same efficiency that the Lions have been able to do.
But man,
Packers here. I think Ezraku's definitely on the table for the Packers.
yeah, he is.
Um,
Golden also.
yeah,
Ezraku, Boston
Getting-
College background, Packers DC, formerly of Boston College. I mean, they have ties. And then Golden Packers, they keep getting wide receivers. They draft good wide receivers. It's just they're never wide receiver
Once.
one level guys, right?
or they're
Yeah.
hurt all the time, or both.
Mhm.
Dude,
Jaden
they really
Reed
do
has-
need a. Sorry, what was that?
I was going to say Jaden Reed's been good, but like he's just not a one.
No, that's right. And Golden might provide, more of a explosiveness than really the other guys there.
Yeah,
Listen, they probably do need a cornerback to replace Jair Alexander, but the problem
Yeah.
is, do you want to replace one injury-prone quarterback with another?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
And this may be starting to get. It's probably the range where you might see, like Maxwell Harrison or maybe Trey Amos sneak into the first.
Maybe a little sneaky first.
I've been researching Will Johnson more as we've been live, and I kind of am liking it less and less.
What did you say?
Yeah, I'm. He was not on the table for me, just as a Ravens pick. You need guys that are win now capable. I think.
I don't think the Ravens are going to mess with any injuries like anymore in the draft after
know.
Ojabo.
you can. So I think that also crosses out someone like Simmons, though. So
That's what I'm saying.
What's
Like,
that?
even though he seems to be doing well in his recovery, I can't imagine them taking like Simmons.
I'd be very
Nick
surprised.
Gordon.
I like Scorton.
Taking a loss.
I
like,
love
weeks.
Scorden.
Scorden is like
happy with Scorden.
Courtney
Absolutely.
Upshaw.
He's a very mature player, but he's only 20 years old. He's one of the youngest players in the draft.
Yeah, yeah,
I
he's
love it. I would
A lot
love
more
it.
technical than a lot of the other top rushers.
yeah. And the Ravens love their big edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
I've
This
loved
is a big
Ezraku
challenge.
this whole process.
This is a very telling that, like, these next three, Green Bay, Minnesota, and Houston, are all big.
Yeah, Vikings are the one
Yeah,
I'm
Ravens
kind
got
of interested in if they go, Starks
Mhm.
and Warren.
I've had a gut feeling it's Starks for a bit now, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted Amenor. Amenor would fit more of the freak physical bill, closer to replacing Harrison Smith when he's gone.
Yeah, I've seen him like the lots of the Vikings throughout the process.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And Starks also fits a bill of potential elite safety. I mean, that could also just be what they want
Yeah.
as in a defensive presence too. They haven't sent it in yet. I mean, they're deciding.
So, last two picks have gone off for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think the draft is going too fast, and Phil told them no.
Yeah.
Calm
Yeah.
down.
Slow down for sure. I'm just
Cooper,
trying to
this will
look at
probably
my-
be your last pick here.
Ah,
I think we're getting Dawson on after Vikings.
I saying the Vikings is the last pick.
Probably Packers. Well, no, you can stay for the Vikings. Dawson's coming on after Vikings.
Yeah,
So Packers Ezraku would be interesting.
Jake is still not in.
I know. What are they trying to trade?
I imagine a lot of teams at this point in the draft would like to trade out.
Yeah.
I feel like the Packers always tend to go an edge early, right? They've had Van Ness the one time.
Yeah, Van Ness.
I mean, they try to do it and get these like experimental guys. Ezraku fits that bill. Mike Green fits that bill. It's so it's so confusing, really. Like they could legitimately go anywhere. They could also go someone like Hairston. People are near the end of this whole mock draft process. Hairston started to shoot up rankings just given the speed.
Yeah.
I mean, like you have to note that as a first round caliber corner. But I like what you said, Cooper. Cooper was mentioning Trey Amos in there too. That'd be a little farther pick too. But I mean, it's around the range that a Hairston is too. So
Yeah.
I mean, this is truly a question mark for me, because if they don't go Ezraku, the Ravens are gonna be set up with a ridiculous looking board. They're gonna be seriously. They might take all that whole 10 minutes to decide who they want.
He wound up taking over a role that many people thought was going to be Isaiah Bond, and he said, "Look, this guy."
Oh, there, big son.
Oh, there we go. You're ahead of me, cool. What the heck?
Yeah, I think I just got a little ahead of you now.
That's
Say you're late to react to though.
Yeah, the last one for sure. Yeah, I was behind there. Packers, though, the host for this draft. Fans are going to go nuts, hopefully. I don't know in what situation they wouldn't go nuts. But
Yeah.
if it was a Jordan Love pick way back then on a night like this, they
That
would
would
be
have been
booing.
hilarious.
Yeah, I would have
Jordan Love
loved
was
that.
it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Woo. But this needs to be a home run. Get those fans pumped. There is so many people there. Golly.
This is 250,000.
That is insane. I mean, that place also looks awesome. I mean, the colors are so cool. I was very questionable. We talked about it briefly, as in green for a theme color, and it looks pretty sweet being in Green Bay. I miss the blue, though.
Wonder how some of the local restaurants in Green Bay are doing this weekend.
Oh, pretty good.
Hey, the draft is in Pittsburgh next year. I've been thinking I might drive up there.
Oh,
is
yeah.
it really? I
It's,
didn't know
it's
that.
close enough so I could to do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's pretty sick. Pick is in. Let's go, Pat.
Vikings are going to be interesting because I feel like that's the one team that could take Starks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the team. I mean, Houston maybe, but not likely.
I
Yeah,
think
Houston-
that is the offensive line.
I think Houston had 2 good rookie DBs last year.
And Simmons is an option for the Texans. I need to replace
Yeah.
Console.
Yeah. They need O-line.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else they could take? Connerly,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Getting there. Hosting there. Pumping him up here. But yeah,
Thank you in the NFL for bringing the draft here in Green Bay for the best draft in the history of the NFL.
I would love a golden to them.
On behalf of the Packers, Packer fans here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Is he going to announce the pick?
Yes.
He is.
Yep, and all.
Particularly since we are the only
They should have had an over-under for some of these pick announces.
The long. They had a number of guests. I think it was 3.5 guests. I don't know how many have happened yet, though. How many of you are owners?
Just drivers.
That's awesome. Best owners in the NFL. That's fire.
What?
the professional football.
That was the weirdest.
There you go.
That was the weirdest way
that
to
pick?
announce a pick I've ever seen. That was kind of hype, though.
For the first time since 2002.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Okay.
Oh, that was sick. That was sick. The whole place went nuts. Oh, that's sick.
There you go.
What an awesome way. to
Matthew
announce
Golden
it.
to the
That
Packers.
was so cool.
See if they can get their wide receiver 1.
That won't get beat tonight. That was sick.
Took a little
Has
while.
that-
Matthew
though.
Golden.
Has that ever happened where they like give away the pick before they say
go,
the name?
Well, he just said the first time since in 2002, a wide receiver, and the whole place went
Yeah.
freaking butts. So that was sick. That was the best way they could have done that.
That's cool. I think falling in the draft is usually a good thing for the players, and they don't realize it on that night. But I think Matthew Golden going to Green Bay is really awesome for him.
It is an awesome pick. And here comes Minnesota.
Yeah.
24. This is the first one that I'm nervous for. Besides the Steelers.
So
I'm pretty shook.
we really start talking about the Ravens now.
Yep.
And you have Will Johnson there. You have James Pierce there, who I don't think they'll take. You have Maxwell Harrison, Jahad Campbell, who I didn't think would still be here.
It's true.
Simmons, Emin-Worry, Ezraku,
Interesting pick.
Starks.
As I've said in the group chat, I'm somewhat of a jihadist. I don't know if that'll get me-
Jihadist.
I don't know if that'll get me banned. On this.
And the pick's in.
All right, I'll say until this is announced, and I'll head out.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Oh man.
this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
This
this
is a scary one.
is.
But what an awesome way to announce. That's definitely the highlight of the draft right there, isn't it?
Yeah,
That was cool.
Fireworks, everything. That's sick. Good for them.
Immediately go into booze. The Vikings.
Now, I think
Yeah.
that this group of edge guys being available is pretty
I
intimidating.
mean, Pierce isn't surprising. I'm a little surprised by Green, but also not.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's not
being,
surprising when you. People were just saying that teams thought that was all, gone or didn't matter, but I guess it does to these teams.
Well, you're talking about Green and Ezraku and Pierce with
Score.
possibly Starks. Scorton.
Scorton,
I mean, this is a loaded edge group,
Campbell.
and you still have someone like Campbell, and you still have someone like Johnson, and you still have someone like Simmons. Like it has been quite the fall. Oh, they got golden on nuts. Oh, if he would have said "Go Pack Go," in that whole crowd, they would have went nuts.
Yeah,
They're already going crazy, but dang, man, what an awesome
that was pretty
awesome
cool.
announcement. That was so cool. How do you get in the group to get picked to be like the 8 Ravens fans that are in that random little area?
I have
is that?
no idea.
How do people get picked for that?
Is that like Steve Bisciotti's nephews and
Yeah, what? Like how in the
nieces and
world?
nephews? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you get there.
Texas, you stepped up
Before the Vikings pick, what do you guys think of Jahad Campbell?
I always thought he could be a sleeper pick. I think he would go very well next to Roquan Smith.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sneaky good edge rusher.
It was
Yeah.
Pass rusher.
quite the pairing. I had him as a lightning strike. That's how I described him.
yeah,
It was a good mix. I said it as a proven ability guy and still untapped raw potential.
but
Like-
again, injury.
Yeah, and that's where it goes back to. Like,
Yeah,
you go him, Simmons, Johnson. If
yeah.
the Ravens are this serious about the injury concerns and not being immediately able to,
I-
make an impact, those guys aren't on the table.
It really might come down to Starks or Ezraku.
Mike Green being available is pretty intimidating too.
All right, I feel like I'm kind of overstaying my welcome here. Should I
No,
You can
dude,
stay for the
fine.
Vikings pick.
hop on that? Okay.
We're happy to have you, bro.
No,
I
you're
don't
good.
want Dawson to be mad at me.
No.
Dawson's not even in here yet, so
Yeah, you're fine.
It's taking a little longer than I thought it would.
yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, the picks have also taken a little longer. I mean,
Yeah.
we even noted
Last
that.
few ones.
It was like that all the way up until like 16 or 17. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, they have the pick in. Oh, they have the pick in.
Yeah.
Like it was flying.
Well, for a second, I thought I was gonna have to tell Cooper to leave because the Rams are picking at like 10:30, and then I was like, okay, it slowed down a little bit. They definitely told them to slow down because
Yo, slow down.
it was flying.
Yeah,
There was like
Hey,
five or
you
six.
did.
There was like 5 or 6 picks in a row where it was like pick is in right after the pick before.
teams knew they wanted. Pretty cool.
Yeah, usually at this point it's around like pick 18-ish.
Yeah.
So.
Vikings picks in. I mean,
It's been picks been in for a while.
is it bad that I want it to be Starks so we get an edge? Is that bad?
I love Starks.
Oh, here comes the pick. 24th pick. Vikings. Beatles yapping a little bit. Donovan Jackson. Cooper, your dream guys.
Crazy. Yeah.
Out of the picture.
That's an interesting pick, though.
Oh my gosh.
Giants-
It is now officially shaping up to be Stark season, right?
Giants traded with the Rams to 26.
Giants?
I mean, to 25. They jumped the Rams.
They went for Houston's?
Giants are at 25 now.
Oh my.
Sanders and you said Giants, right?
Yeah, Giants are at 25 now.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Cooper, man,
anyway,
we
Cooper,
appreciate you being a guest, man.
Thanks for being on, Cooper.
Yeah, man.
It was nice.
for
We'll have
having me
you.
on.
We'll definitely have you on in the future.
Yeah,
It took a
bro.
lot of convincing. But
Yeah.
Okay, really quick. Who do you think? You think it's Starks?
Starks.
Starks or the field? How about that?
Starks is a safe pick, and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm not very original by saying that, but it just
Yeah.
it just seems like it's been Starks for the last month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But very
All
good,
right, man.
very good edge rusher.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. All right,
That's
man.
awesome.
Thanks for
I
coming
just
on,
don't-
Cooper.
I just don't want him to worry.
Yeah.
I'll see you, bro.
All right. We'll see you, man.
All right, thanks for having me on.
See you,
No
Cooper.
problem. See you.
And with that, we'll get our final guest for the night. Mr. Dawson, Ravens News Daily.
What up, boys? How we doing?
What's up, dude?
Dawson.
Oh man,
Dawson, is this dart to the Giants? Is this dart to the Giants?
we are getting close. We are
I
getting
know,
close,
dude.
fellas.
Jahad Campbell, Will Johnson, your
draft.
guy, Will Johnson, Dawson.
This draft has been wild, dude.
Yeah, it has.
This hasn't been completely out of the blue. There's been a lot of picks I don't expect.
Yeah.
You got the Giants here moving up to 25. This has to be for a quarterback. Is it Dart or Shador?
It looks like dart.
Really?
Wow.
They're showing dart. They're showing
They
dart.
are.
What?
But they were
broadcast
showing. They were showing.
What are you guys
Golden a lot
watching on?
earlier.
I'm on ESPN.
Okay, me too.
And by the way, Dawson, Zach is like behind, so we're waiting for him to
Yeah,
react.
you gotta wait for me to
Okay.
react, bro.
Zach, the fit looks clean. I'm messing with
Yup.
it. I like it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. I've been told I
That's
have a
serious.
Mel Kiper-ness to me.
Two people have
tonight.
commented Mel Kiper Jr. to
Yeah,
Zach.
that's
That's awesome.
something. That's something for sure.
Who do you guys think this is for?
Giants dart. It's dart. Gotta be dart.
It's obviously
It's for,
quarterback.
watch it be for Starks. Oh,
Wait, who
break
is
our
that?
hearts.
Who
Oh,
was
we
that?
got
25?
we have a pretty good board falling here, boys. I think for the Ravens, you got Starks, Emenworry,
Who?
Will Johnson's continuing to fall. You got Josh
Yeah.
Simmons. You got Mike Green. You got Donovan Ezeraku.
I think it's
don't
going to
know,
be
man.
Dustin. We're really thinking it's probably just going to be Ezeraku or Starks because every other guy has either off the field or injuries.
I'm not gonna lie. I really hope it's not Josh Simmons. I don't
Yeah,
want that pick.
because he's never even played guard. He hasn't. He's been a tackle his whole
I would
career.
be thrilled with Starks, Green, or Ezeraku. By Starks, I would be absolutely through the roof.
I would love Starks or Ezeraku. I'd
I
be
would
fine
be
with. I'd be
so-
fine with Scorin.
I'd be
But-
okay with it. I wouldn't be thrilled, but
Yeah. I'd be fine.
I'd love
with
an edge. I just want an edge rusher.
I think Starks
I'm-
here is
I'm
the
so long.
pipe dream.
Yeah. The more and more I've learned about Will Johnson, the more I understand what's going on here.
Mm.
Oh, but it would just be so classic for the Ravens.
It would
to
be
have
crazy. But
him
the
fall right in their laps.
Eagles are going to take him. Just a bunch of
Probably.
injuries.
Probably.
Who? Like a Ezeraku? What were you saying? Who's an Eagles guy?
Will
Starks.
Johnson.
Or yeah,
E-
Will Johnson.
Johnson?
sorry.
Eagles are drafting Will Johnson if he's there for sure, bro.
If we pass on Will Johnson,
I don't
that's how you know it's bad.
Too
Yeah.
many edges. Too many edges
Yeah.
for the Eagles left.
If the
We'll go
Ravens
edge.
pass on him, that's how you know he's chalked.
Because
Eagles don't care about the character issues either.
he's had a knee, he's had a foot, he's had a shoulder, and then he pulled his hamstring at the combine.
There's been a lot of players in this draft who've gone far earlier than I've
Bro,
thought.
Booker, Kenneth
Booker
Grant.
at 12.
Bills could go Will Johnson. That's a
Yeah.
good. That's not a bad prediction.
That would
there, Andrew.
suck. That would really suck.
It would suck, but it's possible.
I really thought Pittsburgh was taking Shador at 21.
I did too.
Me too.
I thought there was
I
like
couldn't believe that.
no other option there.
Yeah. This has got to
That
be
was a
Dart.
true shocker.
They were everyone was
Yeah,
showing
Harmon.
Dart on. Harmon's a
I
good
know they
pick.
literally just showed him hugging his family. So like,
I know.
ESPN, dude, don't spoil it,
I don't know, man.
Are the Rams gonna take Shador?
dude. Imagine we do.
Like a pick and trade to the Browns or something. I want Shador to go to the Rams.
That would be fun for him. Like that would be like a
That's
good
a-
spot for him.
You could not ask for a better situation.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that'd be fun.
That's like
But
the
why
best.
why would you jump up this high, right? Why would the Giants need to jump up in
For
front
Dart?
of the Rams?
Maybe
Because you'd think a quarterback. You'd
Maybe
think that the
McVay
Rams
likes
might be
Dart.
going quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Because at first I thought they traded with the Rams, but they jumped the Rams.
I could see a Shador here, but if I'm going off of what McShay said, then that's not happening. And it's a Dart, you know?
Yeah, it's Dart. It's definitely Dart. He's like smiling on his couch.
Low-key a tragedy for Shador, dude. What is going on?
Yeah, well, if he goes to the Rams, it's not a tragedy. That'd be amazing.
I know it's just like the Lamar story all over again, dude. He's falling. He's just sitting there watching the draft. With all the family behind him.
It's definitely him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely Dart. Are you kidding me? Look at him. He looks like he's 12. He looks so young. That's wild, man. He's going, dude. If he goes before Shador,
Yeah.
wow.
Dart with Russell Wilson, with Jameis Winston would be insane.
Yeah.
That's a crowded room. Really good room, but crowded.
Yeah. Russ Winston and Dart.
Here we go.
I'm seeing it right
All
now.
right. Pick is in. Giants. Jumping a Rams makes me think it's quarterback for sure. I'm not ruling out some other guys for sure. Texans did trade this to the Giants, 25. There it is.
Wow.
Jackson
Shador
Dart.
Sanders. Where is he going?
Wow. They had to have been, the Rams had to have wanted him then, right? Why would you jump up in front of all them?
That is crazy.
I mean, that is quite the pick.
Yeah,
I'm happy another
that's-
quarterback went. I just think
Why are him and his brother like twins?
I know. Rams are trading to the
Oh, I
Falcons.
literally just saw that.
To the
that's
Falcons.
not good. Are you serious? To the Falcons, actually?
That is really not good.
That's really not good. That could be Starks.
That's for Starks, probably.
That's really not good.
They're gonna get Jalen Walker and Malachi Starks.
Boys, we are next.
Holy crap. We might not get Starks after
Yeah,
all.
the Falcons are taking Starks, bro.
Falcons
No.
traded up for pick 26. Right
They
in front
just
of the Ravens.
they just jumped
Pick
us.
The pick is
immediately.
immediately in.
They just jumped us.
Oh,
Starks.
no.
This could be a steal.
Okay, well, listen, we have Mike Green, Donovan
Oh,
Ezeraku,
They're not taking Mike
Josh
Green.
Simmons, Malachi. I'm just saying, all the guys we have
Yeah.
available. We have really good players available.
It's gonna be
Those are
Ezra.
guys.
It's gonna be Ezeraku.
You want to get a guy to put in the middle of the defense, you go and get Jahad Campbell. You want to get
Yeah.
some guys on the edge like we've been preaching for, you get Ezeraku or you get Mike Green or even James Pierce.
Do you guys think Jahad
Okay.
Campbell is on the board or off the board?
I don't know. Then you got DB, you got Will Johnson, you got Starks, you got Emenworry, you got what's his name? Amos.
Amos.
You got a lot of options here. Like the
Yeah.
Ravens, it's just whoever they like the most here.
Oh, this is gonna be Starks.
Oh,
I
man.
don't
Are
wanna
they
watch
going to?
this.
I
This
mean,
is
you
gonna be
lose
so-
out on Justin Simmons in free agency. He's still a free agent, but it doesn't seem like
I
they want him
really-
back, obviously. It feels like this is Starks, and this is going to break some Ravens fans' hearts.
Dude,
for
him
sure.
and Jesse Bates.
Woo.
They got the two Georgia guys.
Wow.
There's
I mean,
no way.
there's only one reason why you jump the Ravens. There's only one.
Yeah.
You could think that they would go an edge. You could go a Mike Green. That was a name linked to them at 15. It could be a Green. It could be an Ezra
Starks is a pick here for Atlanta. Who do we want, boys?
Azaraku.
I would love Green or Pierce.
I want Mike Green.
They're not taking Mike
I
Green.
wouldn't want Green or Pierce.
Dude, his tape is too
But
good.
they're not taking him.
Dude, you have to.
Mike Green and Justin Tucker on the same team.
I'm somehow talking myself out of Starks here, but it's definitely possible.
They could be getting Mike Green or Jihad. I mean, it's not.
Dude,
it's not.
They just took what's his name? Might as well get two. Just get two of them.
Yeah, that's true. They wouldn't take another edge.
Yeah, they're 100% taking Starks, bro.
Wow.
You can't tell me. Who else are they jumping the Ravens for? They're jumping the Ravens because they
if
know
Green was that high up on the Ravens board, maybe. I mean, that's a possibility.
Everyone knows they're not taking him though.
I don't think everyone knows.
I don't think they're going another edge because they just took what's his name? Who
Yeah,
are they taking? I'm forgetting the name.
They're
It depends
taking
on who
Starks.
they go. If they go Starks, it's because the Ravens wanted him that bad.
I'd be
And if
really
they go, if they go and Mike Green, that means the Ravens want him. I mean, I wonder what they know. I wish I knew.
So if it's not Starks, he's 100% our pick, right?
Yeah,
He has to be.
Gotta be.
yeah.
You get another superstar safety along Cam and Adarius. That's absolutely. This is a guy. This guy was mocked at 15 and the high teens, and you can get him at 27.
Yeah,
that's just like a classic. Like, of course, he falls a Baltimore pick.
Yeah.
King Cobra in the chat mentioning him and Worry. I mean, it's possible. Jumping the Ravens, though, I feel like there was someone that they knew the Ravens had on their table. Here comes the pick.
Oh, I'm nervous. I don't want to watch this.
Me neither. This is a nerve-wracking one, ladies and gentlemen. And Brad's reaction may be a little telling.
Oh,
a little telling. Oh, and you're both very much reacting. Falcons 26 take.
Wow.
James Pierce Jr.
Wow.
Wow.
Malaki Starks is there for the taking. The Ravens.
I would have to think that Pierce was high on the Ravens board then.
So Malaki Starks is a Raven.
You jumped the Ravens for a reason.
So the Ravens are on the clock. Any position you want to go, you have a premium player.
I'd be completely fine with Ezraku. I honestly might even take. I don't know if I'd take Ezraku or Starks.
My top two are Ezraku and Starks 100%.
Me too.
I don't want Josh Simmons. I do want Mike Green, but they're not going to take him. I think it's even Jihad Campbell. I think can't be ruled out here.
Yeah,
he's a sneaky pick, but I think this is 100% Starks. It has to be. There's been rumors. Obviously, it's draft season, so it can't be confirmed. There's been tons of rumors that the Ravens are heavily linked to him, and he's like their dream pick.
Yeah,
I think it makes the most sense. Why wouldn't you throw another superstar DB in the secondary right now? I mean, that would just be absolutely ridiculous. And this is a guy where the value at 27 is just too good to pass up on.
Yeah, I would
run the card in.
I'd be just as happy with Ezraku though. I'd be just as happy.
I'm not gonna lie. I would be more excited for an edge, but Starks can't go wrong.
I want Mike Green if we go edge, but
that would be awesome. I would be pumped.
I would be thrilled if we take Mike Green, but I agree we're not going to take him just because he's off the field issues. I don't know why. I don't know why we would. Wow.
Falcons must have definitely known something about edge though, and Ravens.
It's really tough for me. Like,
also, we could trade back here, boys.
Yeah, you could trade back one spot. Still go either Ezraku or Starks.
Ravens could definitely trade back a little bit with one of these teams trying to move up.
If they really like. No, Donovan Jackson's gone. I forgot.
You're right. It's really a Simmons, I guess, Connerly, if you want to move him around.
Why is Jackson's dark brother? Is that not his twin? Are they twins?
That's what I'm saying, dude. They're like the exact same person.
Okay, so are we trying to trade back, or can we not decide between Starks and Ezraku right now?
Starks probably isn't answering the phone. He's at the draft too.
Yeah, he is.
Starks is?
Yeah, he has like this really dope like iced out chain with like a pink suit, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Jordan Birch.
Pink suit.
I can't believe they took James Pierce.
Just take Ryan Fitzgerald at 27, honestly. Man,
I'm
we were
not-
taking
I'm-
there
this is
has to be
awesome.
calls. There has to be phone calls right now. There's no way.
I'm not looking at our comments until we pick.
You know what? You're right. I'm gonna get rid of the comments. I'm gonna hide my window because I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna look at your guys' reactions. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
so the Falcons
That'll be
took
too telling.
Jalen Walker and James Pierce. Wow.
Quite the two.
Holy.
Least
that's-
amount of sacks in the
Are they
league
gonna
last year, I
play
think.
Jalen Walker off ball? Pick
Talk
is in.
about-
Pick is in.
Eh.
Pick is in.
Oh,
Oh,
stop.
crap.
Oh, stop. I'm nervous, dude.
All right. Can you guys still see me if I minimize it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good. All right. I'm not looking at you guys. Screw that.
All right, Zach. So do you want me and Dawson to wait still until you?
Please, yes, please.
Okay, Zach. Just yell the name once they're drafted, and
Okay.
then me and Dawson can react.
Pick is in.
I'll just
ladies
play
and
my
gentlemen.
poker face. I'll just stare at the screen even though I want to know before. All right. Prediction. I'm going to say
Wait, Zach.
it has
Can
to be
Dawson-
Starks. It
Can
has to-
Dawson and I react without talking?
Yeah, I'm not looking at you
Okay.
guys anymore.
Okay,
Yeah, you
Dawson,
guys can
we-
react.
We don't need a poker
sure.
face, Dawson. We just
Yeah,
can't
for
talk.
sure. It would honestly be funnier me not knowing you guys.
Oh,
react.
boys, I'm so
That's
nervous.
funny.
Okay,
Last
I would
year-
take.
Don't make
Last
noise
year
though.
this
Screw
time
that.
I was at the draft. I haven't been here in this spot for 2 years. This is terrifying.
I would
Oh,
take. I would take Starks.
Oh, 100. He has to be the pick here. Are you kidding me, dude? Starks here would be incredible.
I want an edge so bad.
I was just.
Give me Kyle Hamilton, man.
Oh,
We're gonna
gosh.
take Shador Sanders.
If it wasn't. If it's not Starks or Ezraku, I'd be shocked.
Oh man. Apparently, Kuiper was reporting that there's a bunch of second round grade edges that later teams in the first round would be willing to take.
Oh.
So, I mean, if the Ravens are really set on edge, they'll do that. But Starks being available seems like,
Mm-hmm.
cream in the crop being available. I mean, you just can't pass it up.
I mean, we've seen so many people talk about Starks as one of the safest picks in this draft.
And whenever we talked about this whole time, really about Ravens picking a player that immediately impacts winning right off day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Starks is definitely a part of that.
Yeah.
Definitely a part of that group. I think there's some edge guys that are part of that group, but I think there's also, I think Starks is definitely at the number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Simmons isn't ridiculous either. Peter Schrager mocking
He did.
Simmons to the Ravens, and I mean, I think it's as on the table as something like a edge and a safety. It's mostly edge. I think safety is
Yeah.
most likely. I think O-line is as possible as an edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ravens could have Simmons extremely high before the injury, but also goes back to our debate about, injury
Yeah.
and medical red
I'm like
flag.
so nervous right now. I can't even
Nice.
I'm nervous too.
I can't
Oh,
even
man.
think right now. I'm like,
Tell me when he's walking up there. Can you guys
Yeah,
at least
I
tell me
will.
that? Okay.
I will. I'm nervous, but I think I'm very confident in who it's going to be. So
Yeah, I'm not that nervous in the pick, I don't think. But
dude, it has to be
I-
Starks.
as
There's
much as
no
I-
way we don't draft Starks.
I am begging for an edge,
it's
though.
got to be Starks.
Zach said I'm begging.
I mean, I would
You're
love.
not
I like
begging.
Ezraku just as much. He's coming out. He's coming out.
Okay.
Oh God!
All right, gentlemen. Don't
All
you
right,
dare
Eric,
spoil.
don't disappoint.
You better shut up. You better shut up. Also, I'm gonna get it freaking around. Oh my god. Ravens pick 27,
He's just not walking out. I think I'm a
top of
little
the board. Starks, Ezraku, Mike Green, Josh Simmons. There's a bunch of guys here.
Let's go.
Who you would have guessed?
Let's freaking go.
Let's
Malachi
go.
Starks is
Let's
a
go,
Raven.
man. And he's there.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go, man. What a
And
pick.
I mean, the guy who
That's
had been constantly mocked, the last
that's such a
2
classic
weeks for sure.
get for the
It-
Ravens.
Yeah.
If he was there, it was the quote dream scenario for them, and comes to
Home run
fruition.
pick. Home run pick, dude.
Yeah, Malaki Starks, coming out as a junior, 6'1", 197 out of Georgia. Can play nickel, can play single high, can play two high. Has a couple insane interceptions that we're seeing right now. Great ball skills. Not going to see too many drop picks from him. Good in man coverage. Tackles. The issue with him, 7 RAS. They're saying, not a 99th percentile athlete. Didn't do great at the combine. Ravens don't seem to care too much about that. Was great as a true freshman at Georgia. Plays really good in the big moments. That's what the Ravens are looking for right now in terms of winning games in the playoffs. I think all three of us would have taken him there. It's a great pick.
I'm so happy, dude. The fact that you can throw him back there with Kyle Hamilton in this secondary, man, and just the versatility it provides in so many ways. And of course, Ardarius is only back on the minimum of 1 year. I think you can throw this ball hawk back there, dude. And like you said, shines in the big moments, built for the bright lights. I think this is such a home run classic pick for the Ravens. Just one of the best players available, superstar defensive back. Like it feels like every year this is what happens. It's just like the Kyle Hamilton pick.
Yeah.
And, man, we got to be excited for this one, boys. This defense just got a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
The pink suit being a perfect compliment to holding up a Ravens jersey, putting on a Ravens hat here in just a second. Oh, man.
Nice long hug with Roger Goodell. Dawson, I was telling a story earlier about Starks. I'll tell it again. Just in terms of I sent it to you guys, I think. Malaki Starks, as assistant coach at Georgia, went up to him one time and was like, I'm thinking about starting to run again. And Malaki Starks was like, what time? And he was like, 5:30 tomorrow morning. And Malaki Starks was running on the treadmill 5:20 a.m. the next morning. And
awesome, dude.
2 days later was doing the same thing. 3 days later, the assistant coach was saying his knee was hurting a little bit. He didn't want to go the next day. He wasn't going to say anything. 10 p.m., he got a text from Malaki saying, what time tomorrow morning? So he's just that type of guy. I saw that. I was like, I already thought the Ravens were going to take him. I think they're going to take him even more now. Can't deny work ethic in these guys.
Look at Eric Costa on the phone, dude. Look at the draft board. Oh, we can see all draft board. Holy crap. Someone's going to zoom in on that and see. Look at that.
Yeah.
That just literally showed our rounds 1 through 7 draft.
Yeah, that's
Bro.
a little weird.
That's going to be all over social media. Oh, geez.
Yeah, I want to hear this interview.
Let's go, man.
Oh, he's pumped, dude. Let's go.
He's so pumped. It's crazy how a bit of predictability recently with these Ravens drafts. I mean, go back to a few years ago, Rashad Bateman, he was the pick in January. You go back to Zay Flowers at the Senior Bowl. There was that report that the Ravens were following him around everywhere, end up taking him. Nate Wiggins, I'd say not so much last year, but it wasn't a surprise at all once they were taking.
Was not expected.
But yeah, man.
I think the real question is how much we see Starks, I guess, with Ardarius, with Kyle Hamilton. If Humphrey was so successful as in a slot corner, and you're that comfortable with Awuzie and with Wiggins on the outside as your corners, then you've completely opened a new bag of tricks for the defense for Zach Orr to really kind of just play the defense however he wants to and show different looks, show different people in different spots. It's going to be chaos now. From the end of what you saw in last year, you could almost say it's now upgraded with Starks. Like Ardarius back on especially in a contract year, he's going to be playing a little bit tougher. And you see Kyle Hamilton only improving and Starks now as, what we saw during the first half of the year as a poor safety for our third safeties, we get now a solidified safety pick, to be that third guy and let Hamilton work wherever, or, continue what worked last year as in Hamilton playing high. So all around, I think you just can't be mad,
I love the interview. They said, going to Baltimore and matching up with Kyle Hamilton. And they said, how do you feel about pairing with a superstar like him? And he said, that's my dream. Dude, we have such a good secondary, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just trade back up and get Maxwell Harrison. Why not?
I won't lie. I thought I was calling it right with an edge. I thought Starks would go earlier than this, just given, safeties hadn't been projected anywhere, before really, I guess, 27 in mocks to the Ravens. So Tyreek Williams goes to the Lions here. That's a little surprising.
A bit of a
Williams. Wow.
In terms of consensus boards, a bit of a reach, but I know some guys that had him as a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny how well everyone knows the Ravens because they don't let anything get out, and everyone knew that they wanted Starks just because of the organization and the culture and the type of guy that Malaki Starks is as a person and obviously on the field. Yeah, the versatility is going to be insane. Ravens have been looking for a guy with range over the top for a long time. They tried it with Marcus Williams. It didn't work out. They tried it with Earl Thomas earlier. It didn't work out.
Yep.
Now they'll have Malaki Starks and Kyle Hamilton paired up with our Darius Washington, sort of playing in that Geno Stone role, you could say, with Humphrey, Awuzie, Nate Wiggins. I mean, the secondary is pretty insane right now. So you shift towards guard and front seven tomorrow night.
There's still a lot of good players left, man. There's still a lot of guys who are like around the 20 to 25 range that are sitting here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some big time trades.
Maybe a trade up or two here in the last bit.
I think even right tonight or tomorrow early, there's going to be a lot of guys, a lot of teams moving up for these guys like a Mike Green, Josh Simmons. Like these guys are not going to fall past 40. There's no way. Man, what a pick, dude. I'm so hyped with Starks. This defense just got so much better. I wanted to address the trenches, obviously, but
yeah, I did too.
When you got Starks sitting there staring you right in the eyes, the best safety in this draft.
I mean, Booker, Zabel, and Jackson were all gone too.
Right.
So, and Harmon and Nolan and Grant were everyone in the trenches was gone that we've been talking about.
That we've been thinking was a possible Ravens pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Walter Nolan went early, dude.
Yeah. The three D linemen and the three guards were all gone.
Yeah.
This draft was trench heavy.
It puts so much emphasis on where the board falls, I guess, tomorrow. You have picks. You got a lot of picks still in the arsenal, right?
Yeah.
A lot of 2 4s, 4 6s. You could move up if you need to, a few picks.
You got so much capital to move up. Eric DeCosta can make a move to get back up here and get one of these players if he really wants to.
Yeah, he could.
And what I saw Schefter talking about earlier today is that how much teams are valuing the second and third round picks, day 2 picks, even maybe an early 4th. Those picks are apparently what NFL GMs are talking about as the real value in the draft.
Yeah.
So those guys really in their range of falling later now, a bunch of, Mike Green, someone that was projected even as high as like a 15, even earlier somewhat. Those guys are ending up being second round picks. And it means that a team is either going to get a really good stud early or you're going to see a lot of movement, like Dawson just mentioned, maybe early on tomorrow. So even then, you didn't see too many trade ups. I'm not sure we're going to see a trade up the rest of the night.
Yeah.
But as this kind of range happens, though, teams are going to start monitoring it. The Ravens even are going to start monitoring it. It'll cost them to move up, but I think it's a very important stage of the draft. Like you could say, yeah, Starks is going to be there. Ravens are going to get him home run, but now you're entering a second and third round where corner, edge, D-line, and guard are viable options that you technically still would want to address. So you're going to want to monitor those for the Ravens. I think we're going to be reacting to it tomorrow night. So you'll want to tune in for that. But wow. Quite
a pick for me, like specifically, dude, the Amarian Hampton to the Chargers was a little shocking.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to happen, but I mean, the NFL is kind of transitioning to that double backfield dual punch role, and the fact that you can get
Yeah.
Hampton and Najee Harris over in LA with
That's
Mr.
true.
Greg Roman, I think that's lethal, man. I think that's
Yeah.
huge for the Chargers. That was kind of one of the picks that stood out to me. I just didn't see that happening. Denver passing on a running back to me was bizarre. I forget who did Denver take.
Yeah.
Did they take Barron? I think they took Barron.
Yeah.
Which
I was
obviously
very
was a
sad.
good pick, but man, they need a running back, dude. And I mean, I guess they can go after a guy like Travion Henderson, or what's his name? Judkins, I think his name is. But
Yeah.
I really thought Amarian was gonna be the pick there. That was bizarre.
But
I
yeah,
think about the surprising picks.
I'm really curious to see who Buffalo and Kansas City take, man. I already know it's gonna be like a Mike Green and then like a Josh Simmons. You watch.
Eagles are going to get someone ridiculous, and we're going to
it's gonna
no
be like
matter
really-
what.
The
I mean,
Eagles are going to get like Ezraku or Will Johnson or something.
insane. They need an edge though, so they'll probably go there.
Yeah, let's see what the Commanders do.
Yeah, Commanders. I think in our mock we had Scorton going to them. That fits their kind of bill for a pick. Brad, have you already seen it?
Yeah.
I guess we could start spoiling them. I don't care.
Josh Connerly.
Chris?
Super chat from Andrew G. Thank you for all the great content as a Ravens fan in Rochester. Too many Bills fans. It's been nice to find a community. Keep it up. Appreciate it, Andrew. That's probably really
Andrew.
tough.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you being a part of that
Yeah,
community.
I'm on Twitter right now reading all the team's thoughts and stuff. I love surfing through Twitter in the draft, seeing how different fan bases react to their picks. The Bengals are not too happy with their pick.
Yeah, that was certainly a shocker.
Kind of hilarious.
That was really funny because Barron was probably my favorite player in the class, not my top player, but my favorite player in the class. And I was very concerned that the Bengals were going to get him at 17.
Me
And they
too.
took.
We should have known that, though. They wouldn't take an amazing person.
Yeah. Dawson, were you also very sad when the Broncos took Barron? Or
I wasn't like really sad, but I definitely was. Like,
that one hurt my heart.
The Will Johnson slide is crazy.
Yeah.
And I know there's injury concerns in the knee. I get that. And
that could be a Buffalo pick here.
But he's a superstar cornerback. If he's healthy, he's a top 10 pick in this draft.
I know.
I mean, this guy's a superstar corner, dude. I've been seeing comparisons to like Champ Bailey ball skills. Like, this dude's a freak. Like, someone needs to give him a chance, dude. It's a high risk, but a super high reward.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Obviously, it's concerning, but man, somebody's going to get an absolute stud if this guy can get drafted and be healthy. And like you guys said, it could be a Buffalo, could be a Kansas City, or it could be a Philly here, and that would just make the most sense, of course.
But I'm with ZZ in the comments here. Best ability is availability. I mean, that's the whole reason why Johnson's slipping, and especially in this back end of it too. These are all teams that need a guy that can help win now, and frankly, you can't trust Johnson to do that. I mean, I think that would be a good fit here for the Bills, but I'm again not totally sold on that.
But let's see. 1, 2, 3. So Will Johnson played 5 games last year, but his first 2 years, wasn't it like full seasons? Is it just nagging injuries that people are worried about? Because he's played 2 full seasons and then missed half the year last year.
It must just be nagging stuff. And if you can't, even with the nagging and it's not, I guess, totally serious injuries, you get to a point where if you're not available to do a combine, to do, workouts, it becomes concerning to teams. And if you're not going to go inside the top, if the team isn't willing to take you as technically a chance inside the top, 16, then you're going to fall farther than that. I mean,
Yeah, Cam thinks the Bills will take Will Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see Josh Simmons going to the Chiefs, especially I thought Connerly was going to be a Chiefs pick, but Commanders take him.
Or line. I could also see an edge pick. I mean, Cam was talking about KC getting a Mike Green type of player. I mean, I could definitely see that.
The Giants just
that
came
decent.
out. The Giants just came out and said Russell Wilson is our starter.
Whoa, really? Jeez.
Wow, that was pretty quick.
That was really quick.
I mean, obviously, no one expected Jackson Dart to probably go in there and immediately overtake Jameis Winston and Russell because that would make no sense. But wow, that's extremely fast. So, like, dude, we're gonna see so many different looks across this defense next season, boys, with the versatility we have. And like, if we can get a solid corner, like I know we signed Chidobe Uzie, and he's, if healthy, he's pretty decent. But like, if we can get another corner here within the next 2 rounds, man, that's has a high upside, I would be absolutely thrilled. And obviously, we're concerned over the trenches and stuff, and that needs to be solidified even more. And I trust that will. But dude, our secondary is full of superstars. I mean, Marlowe, Nate, Caham, and Starks, just alone those 4. That is that is gross, dude.
Pretty amazing.
That is gross. And that's not even including guys like Ardarius. I know there's potential for TJ Tampa to step up eventually. And dude, loaded.
Yeah.
ZZ with a comment here. What are you guys' thoughts on getting Knight Jr., linebacker out of South Carolina, since we're low on linebackers? I think that was Bradley's guy as a potential 2nd or 3rd round pick. Demetrius Knight.
Oh yeah, Demetrius Knight.
And I think that that's definitely a name to watch. I think that they could fall more to a best player available, but in their needs kind of column in day 2.
Yeah, Demetrius Knight's a 6th-year senior out of South Carolina. 4 years at Georgia Tech, 1 year at Charlotte, 1 year at South Carolina. He played quarterback in high school. Switched to linebacker. He mentioned how he uses his old quarterback IQ to help him play linebacker. Some people are really high on him. I think of him a bit more as a 3rd-round pick. I'd be fine with him. I think that'd be a solid pick, especially at 91. He might not be there though. Really nice straight line speed. I think a little not as quick laterally, agility wise. Probably not going to be a man cover guy of running backs and tight ends. Yeah, ZZ was thinking 3rd round as well. But yeah, he'd be a guy I'm fine with at 91.
I know it's bold, but I would. When's our next pick? 59.
Yeah.
Man, I really want the Ravens. I really want the Ravens with their capital. This year we have like 11 picks. I would really like if we can make a move up into early day 2 tomorrow, man. Especially if some of these guys fall. I mean, you're getting another top 25 prospect.
I know.
Can you imagine, hypothetical, can you imagine if we, these picks go by and these guys are still here and we trade up tomorrow and get a guy like Jihad Campbell or Ezraku or something?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
I'd lose my mind.
I don't see any excuse why we couldn't do it. There's absolutely no excuse. We have 11 picks, 11 or 12 picks now. And, dude, you can easily do it.
This is a big pick here from the Bills.
Oh,
30. Harrison, Kentucky corner. Wow.
I like that pick.
Speedy guy. Fastest. In all the combine.
That's probably the only other DB that I would have took happily over other than Starks at our pick. With who was available, of course. I wouldn't have been upset with that pick.
That's a great fit for them. They've been wanting to address corners. They paid Trey White a crazy amount of money to go there, and I think this is a good fit for them.
Chiefs traded with the Eagles?
What?
Why would they do that? What's the point of doing that? Did they just swap picks?
Why does it show KC as 31 and 32?
They swapped picks with the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
That's interesting.
Why?
I guess the Eagles
moved up 1 pick.
They just swap picks with the Chiefs. Well, they're probably just want to make sure they get the guy they like.
Who are they going after? Again, this is a team that who knows what they need.
Eagles.
What would you give up for something like that to move in front of a guy?
It's probably like a 5th or something. I think so. Is it going to be? I mean, they could take like 4 people where we're like, of course the Eagles got him.
I'm saying Eagles also got pick 164.
That's
Move
interesting.
up.
Do you guys have any thoughts on Harrison to the Bills?
I think it's a good fit. They obviously needed the help on the outside. I think
They are.
he's very quick. I think they need to compete with the high-powered offenses within the AFC. Too bad Lamar's going to drop 4 tuds on his head in the AFC Championship game next year. But, I mean, it's a good fit. I think it's a good pick, good value. I think
Chiefs get pick 164. That's what Cam was saying in the chat.
The Bills are mainly a zone defense. Hairston's a lot better in zone, smaller guy. I think it's a good fit for sure. They lost
quick, dude.
I mean,
what's
yeah.
his name?
I think fastest 40 in all the draft, right?
Yeah.
I mean, dude's a freak. I mean, it seems like a great match. You could tell they wanted to go secondary. I like someone called it out that they thought Emin Worry would be the pick here. That would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But I think they just needed secondary help, and I think they would have if the Ravens were to pick an edge. I think Starks could have fallen to a Bills there.
Is Rasul Douglas still a free agent?
Yeah, I think so.
That's interesting. So yeah, they lost Rasul Douglas, so they're pairing up Hairston with Benford. Benford's obviously a really good corner.
And Trey White?
Eagles take
Trey White. I think the Eagles could take Johnson.
You know what they're gonna do?
Campbell,
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take the best overall athlete and player available.
Todd Campbell.
Yep, they're gonna take Jahad Campbell. You watch.
Yeah.
Put him in the middle of the defense because they need help at the linebacker position.
Ooh.
I mean, not extreme help because they have.
That would be quite scary. I think losing Josh Sweat makes me lean edge.
Zaraku.
I just can't justify them taking a defensive.
Mike Green, even technically best player.
Howie Roseman has already said he's not taking.
I can't see them taking a defensive lineman, man.
The Eagles wouldn't take Mike Green.
They're taking Campbell or like Eminward. No, I don't think they'll take him. Harris, the dude with a clown. It's geeked for real.
Harris is awesome.
What a fun guy, dude. Did you guys see Tyler Booker's energy, bro, when he got drafted?
I know.
I was so sad.
That was so much fun.
I was like,
yeah,
I'm so sad now.
Talk about a surprising one. Wow.
I mean, Cowboys fans are upset, obviously, but you're going to get a freaking 10-year starter at guard who 8-time All-Pro or 8-time Pro Bowler. It's like, dude.
That was an awesome quote. Need a guy that gets Josh Allen the ball back. That's fire. Can't even lie. Can't even lie. It's easy with a comment. Chiefs trading 1 pick up or 1 pick down. Yeah, what in the world was that all about? What is their relationship? Booker was on my fade list. Oh. Cowboys must have loved him. Loved him a whole lot. They got a 12.
Eagles are definitely going to take Jahad Campbell.
I feel like that's a smart pick. Ezra is definitely on the table here.
Yeah, he is. Are the Chiefs going to take Josh Simmons?
That feels like it, but
really
they're a
thought
best player available type of team.
I really thought we were taking Simmons. I was kind of getting a little nervous.
That was. There's a little bit of nervous energy.
Yeah.
With the Simmons. He is a tackle. Like,
yeah. It would have just been too weird.
Like I get it. Like I would understand it, but I would just be like, this doesn't like we needed a pick that immediately, like I think Zach said it, like immediately you insert him and it makes your team better from day one.
Yeah.
Simmons isn't a guy you're plugging and playing immediately and making the team better.
Yeah.
Starks obviously is.
Yeah.
So I would understand it as far as like the depth standpoint and stuff like that, but it just there's much better players available that you immediately put in and make this team better and compete for a championship, and that's what they got with Starks. So
I think this is a great comment. Sanders to Browns? Question mark.
They have,
I feel like that's the obvious answer for where Sedor finally lands. Browns would be willing to take.
Browns have
technically a chance on who I think is the best pure passer of a quarterback in the draft. Like Shooter can air that thing out to guys that don't necessarily need to be the best talent-wise wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy's awesome. They might select another wide receiver later on, but I think Shooter is the easy answer for them. I think we'll see Shooter twice a year after tomorrow night.
The Browns have 33 and 36.
That's
it's
wild.
happening then. Who's in between them?
Texans
see
and
that?
Titans. So I was
They
gonna
could go
s-
either one for sure.
Yeah, I think the Titans will probably take Luther Burden because they
Hmm.
need receivers.
Burks, Lockett, Ridley.
Calvin
Is Ridley
Ridley.
still there? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. They'd have a big
Zach,
group, but
that
they
is a
could.
terrible receiver room.
It's a bunch of
That is 2019 Ravens.
well, sadly, it's starting caliber wide receivers. They're just not ones. So it's more of a committee kind of thing.
I guess
Like, they could go a Burden, but is Burden immediately inserted as a one? I don't know.
no, but he's better than the three of them. Maybe
I
not
haven't seen him play
Ridley.
snap.
I mean, Ridley's fine. Ridley's fine.
Sanders draft stock is like Levis.
Yeah, I like Shador a lot more than Will Levis.
Hmm.
I like Milrow a lot more than Will Levis.
Yeah, I'd say for entertainment wise, with the second round, I mean, it is becoming legitimate fun. You're gonna want to watch out for that. Giving Milrow maybe a Steelers.
Who's gonna draft
trade up for
Milrow?
quarterback. I don't know.
No second for the Steelers. Giants have their quarterback.
That feels like a Saints type of pick, right? Like he
Yeah.
can technically be a gadget guy. He can go in and be a quarterback if they need one.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that, whenever it's a 31 and 32, I'm assuming the Chiefs were hanging a player over the Eagles' head saying, we're between two guys. We're going to pick this guy if you don't trade up for him. It's that kind of situation. But, which I like. 31st pick, though, Eagles. Brad was predicting Jihad Campbell.
We called it.
Eagles are going. Jihad
That was
Campbell.
so
There you go.
obvious.
That's the most
God,
Eagles
the
pick.
Eagles are so ridiculous, dude.
Howie Roseman, man. Every year.
I like him getting a little punch in the stomach by the Chiefs, though.
This is another example of Jihad Campbell. That's the best place he possibly could have gone to. Waited all night, but
And he's going to be a stud there. I mean,
Casey
that's
is
just
gonna take Ezraku or Mike Green.
that's a home run for them.
the Chiefs go Josh Simmons.
It seems like it, but they don't feel like the team that would go a guy returning from injury type of player, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who else is there? They could go. I mean, if they're high on
Could go
Darius
edge.
Alexander, they could take him.
They could go in Ezraku.
Maybe they like. Maybe they're okay with Revel's knee. Maybe they like Amos.
This will be a fun pick for them.
Yeah, this will be.
Simmons
interesting.
seems like the most likely, but still.
Yeah. So, who is Daniel Jeremiah's connections, bro? How did he know Will Johnson was falling out of the first round?
Will Johnson and
He
Shador,
knows.
not even first round picks.
He knows.
Mike Green too, and
Yeah, what the
Amendola, Ezraku, like
The draft is wild, dude.
Goes to a team that definitely has the best odds on for the Super Bowl again. I mean, how can you not be pumped, dude? I have a hard time seeing anyone else win it besides the Eagles.
Yeah.
I can't really see a world where they
Their
don't.
defense, dude, is just God, their whole team, dude. They're just so stacked. Like, of course they get Jihad Campbell.
I know.
Who are the Chiefs gonna get? I think it's an edge, man. I mean, I don't know, but I think probably.
I'm gonna be really, really frustrated if the Chiefs take Ezraku.
I feel like it's gonna be Ezraku or
Please not Ezraku, bro. The Chiefs gonna take
Oh, I just accidentally got the next pick spoiled for me.
Did he just mess up the quote? The richer just got rich? That was funny.
Yeah, I just saw the Chiefs pick.
Oh. Ain't nobody saying that in Green Bay,
Yeah,
man.
Right.
That was funny.
The
But
Eagles tried to
seems
trade
like-
up earlier in the draft to get Campbell.
That's
Wow.
crazy, dude. Was Kansas City even going to take Campbell? They might
Probably
have.
not, but they just wanted to make sure. Because if the Chiefs were going to take Campbell, they wouldn't have moved back one spot.
Right.
Dawson, we've asked everyone about this. What do you think of Adam Schefter's fit?
I didn't know the draft was in Antarctica.
Why is he wearing a hoodie over his tie, but under his?
He's a
like,
goofball.
what?
you can't
I
do
saw
a
him really-
tie over the hoodie. That'd be
Well,
ridiculous.
that, but I also saw a clip earlier when he was like wearing a coat. Like it was like early, like today, like when they were
Yeah.
like finishing it up in the morning. It was like the 10 a.m. pre-draft presser. He was wearing like a puffer jacket, and I was like, dude. And then this fit where he's wearing like the tie underneath the hoodie, but then like the blazer over top. He's a goofball. That's why rap sheet clears. All right, boys. Do you want to know who the Chiefs picked or what?
Nah. I'll
Mm-mm.
wait.
All right, just take a guess. I'll play poker face.
What's the fun of doing that? I'm just gonna
Right.
name like.
I just wanna
Heck
see
no. It better
They're
not
taking
be
Shador
Garoppolo.
Sanders. Patrick
like
Mahomes
about
is
to
retiring.
say it.
Mahomes is
I'm
done.
Mahomes is retiring.
No.
Malachi
Mahomes-
Stark said he feels like playing in the SEC has prepared him for the physicality that will be required within the AFC North. He also said because of his versatility, he feels very comfortable playing at safety, but can also move around too and feel comfortable playing anywhere.
I like
He's a
it.
dog. Got a dog in him.
I like it. I like it.
You guys realize we just got the best player in the draft?
But Travis Hunter's a
Hunter.
Raven.
Travis
Mhm.
Hunter.
Chiefs 32. Dawson knows who it is.
I do. I've known for like 5 minutes.
Josh Simmons. Pretty chalk pick for them. A lot of people.
I think
are
it makes
projecting
sense.
him
They lost
there.
some offensive lines. They brought in a left tackle in free agency from San Fran. I think losing Joe Tooney obviously hurt, but he's a guard. This guy's an offensive tackle. I think you obviously want to keep the trenches loaded in front of Mahomes. This is the best guy available. I mean, this is a tackle that could have easily gone top 20, but and you get him at 32. So
Yeah, that's a good pick. I mean, I feel like Josh Simmons was like a lot of people projecting him. to go to
why
the
is
Chiefs.
Shador going to the Cleveland? Why?
Yeah, that'll be something.
They're definitely taking him at 33.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
not even a doubt in my
Ah.
mind.
Okay, so guys that fell out of the first: Will Johnson, Mike
Yeah.
Green, Nick Emenwari, Ezeraku was crazy.
Yeah. I think Mike Green's crazy. I know there's questions, but dude, the guy's talent and tape is unmatched.
Yeah,
He was like mocked like 15 to 20, like
yeah.
consistently.
After the Senior Bowl, I thought he was going top 15.
And then Emenwari, man, his stock like blew up, but clearly it went
Yeah,
back to ground zero a little bit. Yeah, so
Man,
I mean,
would-
you got
would love a
Shador
trade up for
available, Jalen
Jordan.
Milroe, Tyler Shaw. You got Travion Henderson, Cam Scatabo, Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Trey. I mean, you got a lot of
yeah.
position players available for these teams to move up. I really would like the Ravens to move up, whether that means getting another pick or moving up from 59. I really would like for them to do that and get one of these other guys.
Yeah,
If you can come away from the draft with two top, say 30 to be safe, 30 players, I mean, I would be thrilled. I would say top 25.
yeah, I agree.
Because Starks is a top 20 player in this draft. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
we
wanna be
love
biased.
Starks. Living Legend just popped in here, wanted to see our thoughts. Yeah, we all would have picked him right there.
I would
Mhm.
100% move up if I'm the Ravens for a pass rusher. Not even a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I might not even need to move up. I like Jordan Birch a lot. Ezeraku's probably a bit too far away.
Oh, man.
I like Jordan Birch a lot. JTT, Oladejo, Nick Scorton still sitting there. Landon Jackson, Josiah Stewart, Brandon Swinson. All guys could be good picks. You look at guards, Savai Nia, Tate Ratledge, Marcus Bowe, Miles Frazier.
Ravens general manager Eric Costa said that Malaki Starks was one of the best interviews that they've ever had.
Wow.
Do you think the Ravens were the team that asked him how to explain the color purple to a blind person? Or was that
Maybe.
Or do you think that was the Vikings?
Oh man,
I was thinking Vikings.
I would think that was the Vikings. I can't imagine the Ravens asking.
It's crazy to me because obviously draft season's full of a bunch of rumors and fake scenarios, and it's crazy to me. This was a year that I can remember that finally like the consensus like pick actually happened. He's like usually before the draft it's Malaki Starks, and it's usually like no, we didn't even like him.
Yeah,
but, like, I literally posted earlier. My last post before posting we got drafted was the Ravens are in love with him. And then the next post is we drafted. So it's like it's refreshing to see like finally like, hey, yeah, we did like him. He was the pick.
Yeah.
But yeah. Man. Good first round though. A lot of interesting picks.
Yeah, what a night.
Some guys went later than expected, but I think overall it was a good draft. A lot of teams got better. I think
a lot of surprises.
Way better. I think there's a lot of first round players still available, man, and teams are going to move up for these guys tomorrow early. So I'm intrigued. Maybe the Ravens can do it. They have a ton of firepower. There's no excuse why they can't. So
yeah,
can you imagine tomorrow Ravens trade up to like 34 and grab like Mike Green?
Ravens move up to 40 to grab Nick Scorton.
That would be amazing. I'm mostly concerned about getting an edge. I hope that's addressed.
So all of the safeties we liked are obviously out. Watts, Makuba, Winston.
Mm-hmm.
So you really look at it now. You got 2 day 2 picks tomorrow. You got guard, corner, D-line, and edge.
Yeah.
So you can cover 2 of the 4 tomorrow.
I hear Mel.
Andrew wants to know if we would have taken Pierce over Starks. I would not have. I would have taken Starks.
No. Starks was the dream pick. I mean, my dream pick was Tyler Booker, but I liked
Desiraku more than Pierce.
I'm personally on the side of going edge. I think I would have taken Pierce over Starks as just myself, but can't not be happy about Mr. Malaki Starks being a Raven.
Yeah. How do you guys feel? Obviously, we want to go trenches a lot now, but how do you guys feel about corner? Because obviously now you have like Starks, Washington, and Hamilton. One of them can play in the slot a lot. Humphrey can play in the slot, but right now at least it's still looking like Awuzie is going to be playing a lot.
I do think they could address it with one of the picks tomorrow. I don't think it's likely. I do think tomorrow will be trenches. I think tomorrow will be back-to-back trenches on either side. But I mean, at the very worst, I'm not too concerned with our secondary. If if you move Marlowe to the slot and then do whatever you wish, with the safeties with Kaham and kind of free mode and Starks and Ardarius back. I mean, there's so much versatility, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah,
I know the Ravens prioritize it more than most positions, so I don't address it in a good way. But you can't complain when you take a superstar safety who can, fly across the field by any means.
Yeah, for sure.
I think secondary just in general was, a need as much as an edge, as much as a guard. Mm-hmm. And I think that taking, one of, if not a corner, if it was a safety, one of those just cancels out the other. It pushes it down the leaderboard a little bit. And I think that I think we're mostly as a fan, I think I need an edge tomorrow. I hope that a guard is there. But the way that the draft is working right now seems to be a little weird. Like people are hesitant about trading up, but I think that the trading up starts if you start to see even a little bit of falling in the guard department, given that there's not much there. Someone like Zabel going as early as 18, someone is like Booker going as early as 12. There's more of a need for it than we think, even though they're not, technically as ranked that high.
Comment from Oladejo. I mean, not from Oladejo. Comment from Andrew about Oladejo. I would love him tomorrow out of UCLA.
Me too. He was one of the names that Kuiper mentioned as a potential first if a team really wanted him.
Living Legend, who's the guard you want us to get?
Oh, I didn't even
Tate-
see Washington guy Josh Connerly. I didn't see that.
Yeah. Tate Ratledge, Bo, Miles Frazier, Savainia. I'd be fine with any of the 4 of those guys.
Bo would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think tomorrow back-to-back trench work, I would be absolutely thrilled. Whether
Edge,
that's edge or interior on D-line and then a guard. I mean, if he's there,
I
thrilled.
think definitely got to take a guard tomorrow, and then I think you got to go edge and guard tomorrow, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably take like a tight end and a tackle.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah. That'd be sweet. I'm pumped.
I know.
Man, you guys have been out here for almost 4 hours.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, man. The start of the night being the Jacksonville trade,
With the Travis Hunter
awesome.
Jags trade was crazy.
and then Jalen Walker slipping was crazy.
Cam.
Seeing Tyler Booker go that quick was nuts. Because, that was the first realization of Starks might be there. An edge that we really like might be there.
How about
Tyler
the
Warren
Giants?
got drafted to the Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Colson Loveland went to Chicago.
Yeah, Loveland went above Warren. Cam asked me about Jordan Birch. Jordan Birch is one of maybe my favorite day 2 edge. Obviously, besides Ezeraku and Scored. Didn't expect that both of them to still be there, but I like Jordan Birch a lot.
Can you imagine if we get Ezeraku? Oh, my God. I don't even know what I would do with myself.
I thought Ezeraku might go like top 20.
No, like literally. Yeah, that's wild. Cam Ward looks so mad to get taken. Like, why did bro not look happy?
I think he's just known for a very long time.
Bro just walked out and was like,
Give him my jersey.
He's throwing the Treylon Burks.
Well, according to Cam Ward, Traylon Burks is the top 5 receiver.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
As well as Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Lockett's probably on that list now.
And soon to be, what's his name? Higgins.
Yeah. You guys have anything else you want to add?
I'm
Any
just
other-
mad that Shedeur is falling right into Cleveland's lap at 32 or 33.
Yeah, they're definitely taking him at 33 tomorrow, unless they like Milrow more.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Shedeur
I think,
seems like an answer.
obviously we all like the Starks pick. That's who I would have taken.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
Home run pick.
yeah. The Falcons trading up and then not taking Starks was crazy.
That was insane.
I 100% thought it was for Starks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
They must have thought we were in love with Pierce, and we might have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine the Ravens draft room during that too.
I know. They were like, oh.
I hope there's like a wired of
There's got to be.
dude. I can't
Yeah.
wait for that. They gotta think that.
Yeah. All right, you guys good? You want to
Yes,
sign
sir.
off here?
So, I think
Alright.
we gotta. Should we try and shout out as many people
Yeah,
that
I'm
commented
gonna-
as possible?
I
Can I
can.
just? I can go on
You
a
can.
rampage
You
if
can.
you want.
You
Real
can.
quick. Eric DeCosta
Mhm.
said that they did get calls on trading back, but none of them were intriguing enough to move away from a player like Malaki Starks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's why they took 7 minutes.
All
I bet like
Zach.
Philly was calling.
All right. Let's go through it. Thank you to everyone that commented, liked, super chat, anything. Jeremy, Living Legend, Cam, Bilal, Andrew, Tiger, Raven, ZZ, Cam. I don't know if I said Cam already. Andrew for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Boomer, Dawson Hess, Trey Rex, King Cobra,
Dylan Wolf.
Gorilla. Like, hi, Dylan Wolf. You're getting ahead of me. How are you getting ahead of me?
Dawson
John
Watkins.
C, appreciate you for this super chat as well. Alex Hicks, appreciate you, man. Sean, bruh. Zay. Hussein, amen. Matt Berkland.
Bill, I'll ask.
Yeah, man.
Tomorrow night we're gonna go live after the picks.
When does that usually get over, though? Do you know?
I don't know. It'll probably be like 11, bro.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, just starts at
Wait,
7 tomorrow.
Yeah.
does it really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they
Well,
do
we'll
always
be there.
start an hour earlier.
We'll be there. Appreciate all the
Thank
support, you
you.
guys.
Thanks, Makai.
Longest
Thanks,
stream in
Living
our
Legend.
history.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Appreciate all the support, guys. But yeah, we'll see you guys in under 24 hours. So
Yep. Peace out.
see you guys. Peace.